Talking Ball Y'all Media proudly brings to you Friday Night Gridiron, powered by Diamond Productions. Their motto is, we don't set the bar, we raise it. Now let's head out to the stadium and join the voice of the Maroon Tide, Clay Sweet and Ricky Whitaker.
Welcome into Lee Triplett Stadium here tonight on the campus of Picayune Memorial High School as we have round one of the 6A playoffs tonight in store for you. Picayune Maroon Tide, the 1 seed, have earned a hosting right for both this week, next week, and then even potentially the week after that if the Tide can go on a playoff run that we do expect them to have here in this 2025 6A playoff seeding. And Rick, it's always good to be talking ball with you, but boy, when it's playoff time, it gets pretty special up here in this press box, and it's not lost on us that we're glad to be at home tonight, locked in, ready for this action.
Yeah, we certainly are, Clay, and it's a great night for high school football here. It's going to be a nice, kind of comfortable 61 degrees here at kickoff around the 7 o'clock mark. Going to fall down later in the night, but should be just great weather and a great atmosphere here, as you said, first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Tide looking to respond, if you will, after losing to an arch rival in Pearl River Central a week ago to close off and close out the regular season, but had that 1 seed already secured. That game had no meaning at all when it came to the playoff picture. The picture a little bit different for George County, though. It was interesting, Rick. They could not lose by more than, what was it, 9 points was the magic number for them, and just came under that to get in the playoffs. So they're coming in a loss of their own, but only lost that ball game by 7 points on what I'll kind of let you tell the listeners was an interesting both Thursday and Friday for this Rebels club.
Yeah, it really was. So made the trip to Jackson, had no idea that the game had been moved to Friday, so had to come back home and then drive it again. And then what's interesting, too, their starting running back, Gaucher, we talked in our preview episode, we didn't know if he'd be out tonight. He's going to be a go, but had to put him in the fourth quarter to kind of get enough points and be able to keep it within that margin. But they were flirting with a tight number there. Ended up losing by 7, but still made that 4th seed to lock that up. But I think you look at George County coming in tonight, Clay, they got nothing to lose. And that's really been the case for the Maroon Tide the last few weeks. You've got either teams that's had their back against the wall, you know you're going to get their best shot, or they don't have anything to lose. So I think you're going to see a loose group out here that's probably going to leave it all on the table.
Yeah, you talked to the radio voice, play-by-play voice, Bruce Thornton, for their side there being George County. He's certainly a real good voice for them. He's got Justin Estes on the call with him tonight from the George County side. One of the better crews that you're going to find across the state, really informed on their team. And Bruce made the point, and maybe it was even Coach Causey, not going to see a lot of punts if it's in that kind of no man's land or kind of a dicey situation. You'll probably see the Rebels go for it tonight.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case, and why not, right? I think they certainly come in here knowing that they're going to be underdogs in this game, but also look at a Picayune team that feels like they might have a little bit of wounds themselves after a loss to their county rival. So certainly going to try to take advantage of everything. And you go back to Causey's interview, and something that we talked about too in the week is he made sure to mention that Leighton Freifogel, their kicker, was an all-district award winner this year. We've seen onside kicks, it seems like, every week. We named this the year of the onside kick. I think we'll see some of those tonight, too.
Yeah, that's a good point by you. Ty going to have to be prepared for everything, including the kitchen sink that may be thrown at them tonight, as we have Picayune and George County set to get underway. Round one of the 6A playoffs will return after this 2-minute break. You're locked in to our Mossy of Picayune pregame show.
Thanks for stopping by Mossy of Picayune. We're proud to be your family-owned GM superstore, serving Mississippi and Louisiana with new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here, you're more than just a customer, you're part of the Mossy family. We offer a family-friendly atmosphere backed by GM-certified parts and service and a team that's here to help you every step of the way. Mossy of Picayune, it's small-town friendly service with big-time savings.
Hi, this is Sandy Kane Smith. I'm running to serve as your next Pearl River County Tax Assessor Collector. I've been responsible for managing over 100 employees, multi-million-dollar budget, and audits across all areas of county government. I will make sure you will get a fair assessment, fully staffed office, and bring back hometown customer service. Thank you for allowing me to serve the last 16 years as your Board of Supervisor. I truly appreciate your confidence and support, but on November the 4th, I need your help. Your vote makes the difference. This is Sandy Kane Smith, and I will see you at the polls.
Paid for by Sandy Kane Smith for Tax Assessor Collector.
Cody Steiger on the Mossy Picayune pregame show. Cody, it's always good as you wrapped up practice the other day. I'll steal your line to be practicing football this time of year and to be playing this game the first round and to have it here at Lee Triplet Stadium. The excitement level, you walk in here with a 1 seed. You've got George County a 4 coming to Lee Triplet tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you reach the playoffs, you mark off one of those goals you set forth as a team early in the year, and just really proud of how this team competed over the last 10 weeks, 11 weeks, and you know, but the past is the past, the future's now. Everybody's 0-0, and this is do or die, win or go home. So I really enjoyed how our guys regrouped and practiced this week, and the attention to details and just the effort. The effort was so much better this week, and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be a part of this group, and you know, I go to war with these guys, and it's going to be a war tonight.
It will be, Coach. To go on a run we're looking to go on, I asked this several times throughout the year. I'll ask it again tonight. A couple groups that you maybe want to see something different out of or more out of. What would you say, Coach, to that question?
Look, there's no secret this year. We average giving up 28 points a game, but our tackling hasn't been the best. You know, there's a lot of but there's other things, everybody can, all the way from me all the way down to everybody can get better, and this is a good opportunity to do that, and I think we did this week. We learned a lot more about ourselves after last week, and so, you know, like I said, the preparation this week has just been phenomenal. The look in these guys' eyes, it's almost like they're hungry, like it's almost like a first game for them. So I think we'll see a little bit different focus out of this group, but like I said, you know, just every little aspect of the game. Being Picayune football, that's what I want to see. I want to see if all the way down from myself, the rest of the coaches, all the way down to the water boys, you know, are we going to be Picayune football? And I think we saw that this week at practice.
Coach, you're going to catch an opponent tonight that's not very used to having a 4 by their seeding when they look at coming into playoffs. This is a Rebel program with high pride, much like we've got. We'll get their best effort.
Look, don't let it fool you what they've done in the last 10 weeks. They lost a lot of really close games and lots of really good football teams, and they were in them too. So, you know, the records are out the window. They got great players, great tradition over there in George County, and you know, you just turn on the film. They're physical. They're big, physical. The Gaucher kid is about as good as running back you'll see in the state of Mississippi. And on defense, they big up front and they run to the football and tackle well. So, you know, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be a war. It's going to be, let's put our hand in the dirt, let's get our shin straps buckled, and let's fire off and give you your best shot. So that's what it's going to take. Is we're going to have to just give our best shot. Whoever's going to blink first is probably going to mess up. So, you know, we got to limit penalties. We got to be clean there, and we got to win the special teams game, of course. So, but yeah, it's an interesting matchup. You know, we played them twice last year. We actually feel like we played them like 10 times over the last 3 years. So. But, you know, it is pretty fun, though, to look over there and not to see Deuce Knight running around out here, prancing around.
No
so,
doubt.
But they're a really good football team, and, you know, I think our guys are up for the challenge.
Coach, it's always cool. We get to visit with the opposing coaches each week. Coach Causey just moments ago told me a really cool story about the class that we showed him when he was at Pass Christiana's head coach post-Katrina. He said it's one of the classier moves that he had coming over here and playing. The pride that you can have on your chest with Picayune football and what this place means to you has got to be really cool as a former player in the role you're in now.
Well, that's about as big a compliment as you can get, you know, and, you know, these guys have been battling a lot of stuff over this past week, talking, you know, hearing negative things about them. You know, a lot of people that have kind of veered away from being on their side, but, you know, we say that we just need the people in our room, people on our side, and, you know, but the program is built on class, and it's always going to be class, and that's an awesome statement from Coach. And you know, I enjoyed talking to him, and that same the feeling is very mutual.
Cody, we are always proud to be able to be on y'all's calls. We look forward to it again tonight. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide.
So there, Ricky Whitaker, the head ball coach, Cody Stogner. Your thoughts on his comments here on our Mossy of Picayune pregame show?
A few things that jumped out to me, Clay. The attention to detail he mentioned and the good practice that we had this week. I think those are a couple of really important things as well. He also called out, tackling in the defense. You go back the last couple of weeks, and we had another week last week where we were net neutral. Had an interception, but then gave one up on an onside kick. We got to get in the plus category on that. And then I love what he said, too. He really had made a self-reflective look from the coaches. He said all the way down to the water boys. And I think what he really said there is it's only a failure if you don't learn something, right? I think he felt like they learned something, and that was good. And I tell you, man, he's right. There's going to be people that are going to jump on and off your bandwagon when bad things happen or whatever the case is. But the only thing that really matters is what is your front row people going to do. When you say front row, I always think about who's going to be sitting on the front row at your funeral. That's the people you're worried about the most. And I think he called out that as well. You got to filter the rest of the stuff out, but that's your folks that you're focusing on.
Yeah, that's a good point made by you, my friend. That's always one of my favorite kind of segments on our Mossy of Picayune, is kind of get your thoughts on what you've heard from Cody Stogner. Now, let's turn our attention back to the opponent, Rick, in George County. When you look at George County, we saw a shotgun-heavy team, certainly with Deuce Knight. You wanted to give him a full look at the field and let him do his thing, but things have certainly changed with the coaching staff change. With you lose a guy like Deuce Knight at that quarterback position. So we'll give our viewers a chance to kind of see what George County does now and how familiar that may be to Tide fans. We hope that it won't be a lot of the same results, but the base setup's going to look pretty familiar to what Maroon Tide football fans are used to seeing.
We're going to look at a couple of plays that Jackson Harrelson's going to put on the screen for us. On the first play, Clay, you look at this and you see this is against Hattiesburg, and a very, very good just I formation. They run a counter, and it results in a 65-yard touchdown. So you got to have good blocking up front, and the coach mentioned that. The offensive line has been better. He feels like they've been improved all year. And then what that sets up, you see it against Terry, another good football team, I formation. He's got a guy lined up at the wing, and he just leaks right down the middle of the field. We've done that 100 times. So you got to be aware of that. But I think that George County is going to probably come out in some shotgun. They'll come out in maybe some direct snaps to Gaucher. But Gaucher's going to be the guy. They're going to want to get him going on the ground game, and they're going to be okay coming out and trying to run a Picayune-style offense. We've seen them do that for about 45 to 50% of their snaps has been in that I formation. And, boy, you go back to that Hattiesburg game, they started out in some shotgun. They were doing some direct snaps, and Hattiesburg scored. They come back and answer. They get in the I formation. That play we showed, that's the first play of that drive that resulted in that big run. That's a good Hattiesburg defense. So you can't go to sleep on these guys. Coach Stogner certainly has mentioned that, too, in the interview, but going to be a different-looking George County offense.
You're a former linebacker, Ricky Whitaker, for the Picayune Maroon Tide. You saw a lot of these setups at practice week in, week out. How important will a linebacker play be for the Tide tonight in this rushing set?
It's going to be huge, and it's not really anything that's super hard. I mean, when you've got the I formation, you're going where that fullback goes. He's going to take you to the ball. So you've got your reads there, but you got to be reading it quick, and you got to fill those gaps. It's going to be some gap assignment for the linebackers based on where the defensive tackles are slanting in and out of. But, well, you got to be there.
Speaking of be there, you want to be there in round two. When we come back from this 2-minute timeout on the Mossy of Picayune pregame show, we'll give you a look around at the state playoff and how that looks for the 6A level. We want to give a special thanks to Exotic Stones for allowing this live stream to take place. If you're out there taking in the Mossy of Picayune pregame show, go give Exotic Stones a follow on Facebook. Go see Angela and Kelly, and we'll make sure that we plug them continuously throughout the broadcast. $750 fee that the state tax on to these live streams for the playoffs, and they were able to cover that up for the Talking Ball Y'all Media Group. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout.
Pit Lane Oil Change, located at 401 Highway 11 in Picayune, is a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the area for 15 years in the same location. They are a full-service oil change shop, servicing cars, trucks, and even servicing diesel trucks. Pit Lane is a Carfax top-rated service center. They offer new oil filter, air filter inspection, wiper blade inspection, power steering fluid top-off, check transmission fluid, coolant antifreeze top-off, and so much more. Their new hours are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and closed on Saturdays. Stop by Pit Lane Oil Change today and let them be your personal pit crew. At Planet Home Lending, you are more than just another transaction. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a veteran using VA benefits, or buying a secondary home, they have a home loan program that fits your needs. Planet Home Lending proudly serves Picayune and Pearl River County with FHA home loans, VA loans, USDA housing loans, and more. Give Melissa Rubel a call at 601-276-5058 or stop by their office located at 219C Telly Road in Picayune. Planet Home Lending will get you home.
Back here at Lee Triplet Stadium in our Malsey of Picayune pregame show. And Rick, we promised the viewers a look at that 6A bracket. We'll get a look at it now. It's courtesy of Mississippi Gridiron, Chris Brooks, Brandon Shields, the tremendous job that they do with their high school football coverage. But, of course, our game tonight, Rick, and we will take on the winner of West Jones and Hancock, and so that score particularly going to be of interest to us. What else kind of jumps out to you as you get a beautiful look here at this 6A bracket?
Well, I mean, you've got, Hattiesburg and Pearl River Central. That's another 1 versus 4. We've heard that there may be some players out for Hattiesburg. You never know that for sure or not, but that'd be an interesting one. And then a game that's been getting, a matchup that's been getting a lot of attention has been that Grenada and Ridgeland game. You've seen a lot of people going back and forth on that one, just looking at our north side. But the way it plays out, of course, your ones are guaranteed to be home at least for the first 2 rounds. Your 2s are going to be at least home for the first round. And then if it gets to a scenario where you got a couple of 1s, it is the year for the South to go visit the North this year. So if you got a couple of 2s or a couple of 3s that make it, then yeah, I think it comes down to like maybe points would factor in and quality of strength of opponents and things like that. But the way it's set up for us, you're not going to have 2 of the same seedings going to be matching up in the second round on our side.
Yeah, and so when you look at it, Rick, that's Pearl River Central taking on the 1 seed, Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg continues to win. Picayune continues to win. You get a trip to Hattiesburg to play that ball game, honoring of the veterans here and a playing of the anthem. We'll step away as Veterans Day was this past week, and we certainly want to go silent during this time period. We'll be back after a 3-minute timeout here on our Malsey of Picayune pregame show.
Diamond Productions is a premier live production company specializing in audio, lighting, video, content development, and production management. With an uncompromising attention to detail and a standard of excellence that exceeds expectations, we deliver seamless events that engage, inspire, and impress. At Diamond Productions, the bar isn't set for us. It's
Exotic Stone specializes in a variety of natural and manufactured stone and has proudly provided exceptional service, quality work, and low prices to the residents of Pearl River County and beyond for the past 17 years. They have 2 locations, 6895 Highway 11 in Carriere or 1171 Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis. Exotic Stones is ready to support all your commercial and residential projects. Give Angela Burmaster a call at 504-606-3170 or stop by one of their convenient locations to view their selection or to request a quote, and you'll be happy that you made Exotic Stones your choice.
It feels good to buy local. Whether you're supporting your community small businesses, family-owned restaurants, or Farm Bureau Insurance, the local agents at Farm Bureau Insurance are dedicated to always helping you protect what's important. Farm Bureau Insurance is headquartered right here in Mississippi, with local agents in your community. If you're shopping for car, home, or life insurance in the Poplarville area, call Kate Amaker at 601-795-4585. Or if you're in the Picayune Carrier area, call Jeremy Shesby, Colby Hawthorne, Colin Pinton, or me, Ross Gilbo, at 601-798-2861. And go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau Casualty, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi.
Rev up your ride with Topper World Truck Accessories, your one-stop shop in Gulfport and Slidell. Come in and talk to our experts on truck caps, tonneau covers, and spray-in bed liners. Topper World has next-day delivery and is offering a $100 rebate on select fiberglass truck caps. Our trained staff can get your truck ready to pull your boat to your favorite fishing hole or your camper to a dream vacation spot. Get to Topper World in Gulfport or Slidell for all your truck accessory needs, or look us up at topperworld.net.
We'll come back and join the anthem in progress. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem there by the Picayune Maroon Tide Band. And Rick, we would ask the folks over on the booth cam if you can go find search Talking Ball Y'all through YouTube. You should be able to find us in the live stream. I've also, I think, put the link in the comments, so if you can help us spread that news. If you're already watching on the YouTube channel, we certainly appreciate Exotic Stones, a longtime sponsor of Talking Ball Y'all, for coming through in the clutch this week for our playoff fee. If you're wanting to help us in the future as we look to have maybe 3 more rounds, 2, then you get in a South State and then a championship round at the end up in Starkville, please reach out to Ricky or I or Jeff Lysette. As you get the captains here for George County, tell me what you know about the visiting captains, Ricky Whitaker.
So going to be number 77, Carson Tolbert, junior offensive lineman, plays some defensive end as well, 6'3", 216. And then number 1, Brandon Gaucher, the young man we've talked about already, back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons. He's a senior, 5'10", 181, pretty good-sized kid. And then number 11, Grant Reeves. He's got all but one of Speedall's touchdown receptions this year. Baseball player, good athlete, 6', 181. He's a junior. And then number 98, KJ Fairley, senior defensive lineman, 6'2", 222.
When you look at it for the homestanding Maroon Tide, what a group this is. Javian Bolden, Colt Robertson, and then a sight for sore eyes. The Bull, Macon Burnett.
He's back.
Back from an injury that he suffered early in this season over at North Shore. That was game, I think, 3 for the Tide. Also, the 4-star to the left of Macon Burnett, that is Mr. Nolan Wilson. That's the captains for the Tide. And those maroon bottoms, maroon tight tops, white numbering, white numbers, lettering for the Tide. You've got George County with that Vegas gold bottom look, white tops, those maroon. They've got a little bit more purple or a little bit different maroon, a little bit shade difference on their maroon than the Tide's maroon, but it's pretty darn close as the Tide dressed in their maroons tonight and then George County in those traveling white tops. Rick, when you look at George County in Picayune football, it is normally not a first-round ball game. That's a 1-against-4. It's kind of an oddity. The Rebels certainly not used to being a 4 seed.
Yeah, no, they're not. But I think Coach Stogner said it really good in your interview pregame here is you're living in the now, right? Records and everything in the regular season is the past. So they're certainly going to have that mindset out here tonight.
Yeah, they will, and it's win or go home, as there can be that urgency from the Tide that we've lacked at times this season, Rick. If it shows up now, this would be the time for the Tide to play its best football. I think at times as a crew, we've been critical at this team. Sometimes they've earned it. That urgency that maybe has been missing for this group may show up here in mid-November for the Maroon Tide.
Yeah, we're still looking for it, right? 4 good quarters of football. We've seen quarters individually. We've seen halves. Let's see if the Maroon Tide can put 4 together tonight.
Yep, and that's what Coach Stogner and his group were imploring to its team. I got a chance to stop in on practice on Wednesday afternoon, and they were certainly urging their team and reminding them, hey, guys, get in that old huddle machine, dive into that scouting report, because if we're not locked in on Friday, it's over. Cody on his interview with me right before, Rick, and then also off the air said Monday, Tuesday were some of their best days of work all season long, if not their best practices. So that's a really good sign to start playoff week.
That's a great sign. That's what you want to see. You want to be gelling at the right time, and this is the time. It's the only time.
Absolutely right. As George County dancing around, getting ready here special teams-wise. Rick, this is a team that's been really good in recent years. The leftovers from that group, certainly not lacking in confidence. 4 in particular, having a lot of animation with him. He's a good football player. Matt Fairley comes in with 52 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. He's going to be the gunner at the top of your screen, the bottom gunner, Papaya, down here at the bottom. Tied in a look that tells me they're thinking like we're thinking, Rick. Maybe a trick here to get started as Freifogel has it teed up. And then he's got a guy off his left hip as well. Dual kickers here. A strange look for George County, trying to set up an onside potentially, and it is the onside. Handled well. That was Jordan Hathorn able to catch it. A really good play there by Hathorn. But look at that, Rick. You had 2 kickers take the same drop steps, approach the ball in a like manner. And then Jordan Hathorn was not tricked at all. Did a good job covering that kickoff. Ty going to have good starting field position. Going to control it at its own 44-yard line. Yeah,
and some different players out there on that front line for the Maroon Tide return team. So got some guys out there with some hands, and boy, Hawthorne does his job.
Yeah, he's been a good player all year long. Jordan Hathorn, the senior, cousin Jamari Hathorn, pretty good in his own right. Colt Robertson, the senior, going to tuck himself under center at the Tide 44, just underway here. 6A playoffs, Picayune, George County. Here's a toss out to 2K Zay, as Zay Dennis will be. Boy, that was close to being a horse collar to get things started. Good pursuit and a fine stop if he doesn't get the flag, which he did not. I believe that was Reeves in on the tackle for the Rebels. No gain on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. That indeed was Reeves. He's really good on the offensive side. And there he shows why he's already got 56 tackles on the year. Good two-way player for the Rebels.
Yeah, and he got a good block from the Bull at the fullback position. Maybe should have cut that one back in, but he'll get that corrected.
He's got a chance here to correct it on the spot and has across midfield up to the 45. Got the sticks to the 42. They're saying ball loose, Rick. Look at this. Fairley's got it in his lap. Are they going to say Zay was down or not? Was Dennis not down? Let's see. Oh, boy.
Wow.
What are they saying here, Rick? He's saying, what is he saying? He's saying move the sticks. He's not giving a possession. Picayune's offense is on the field, so is George County's. Picayunes will be able to stay. He's saying move the sticks, no change of possession.
We just saw the replay there, Clay. He was definitely down.
So Zay Dennis with a good pickup, an 11-yard run for Zay Dennis. Has it now to the 43-yard line of George County. Well, that was risky. Here's the bull, his first carry back from his ankle injury, and he's got it to the 37. Boy, that's good right there, Rick. That's a 5-yard pickup from the senior. Don't have to remind him of urgency. He had football taken away from him for a long spell. He's been starving to get back out here, and he starts it with a 5-yard run to the 37-yard line of George County.
Yeah, good to see the bull back with the ball in his hands.
Here is a run. Zay Dennis trying to get the edge, but Reeves is out there again. Reeves has made 2 good individual tackles against Zay Dennis. Only going to be a pickup of 1.5 yards. So we've had 2 tackles by Reeves, Rick. One was no gain, and here just 1.5 yards gain from Zay Dennis.
Yeah, Reeves, one of those kids, Clay. He's going to be playing a lot of snaps on both sides of the ball tonight.
And has played it well so far, but the Tide do have it to the 36-yard line of George County. 3rd and 3 for the Tide. Here's a pitch. This is Jamari Hathorn trying to get loose around the corner. He's got the corner. 25-20, stays on his feet to about the 16-yard line as looks where he will be run out of bounds. We'll see where they spot him as he was tight-roping that sideline. But there, Jamari Hathorn able to pick up the yardage needed and then some for the first down. They're going to actually spot him, Rick. They're going to say he stepped out at the 19-yard line. So a really good run there by Jamari Hathorn. It's going to be a 17-yard pickup for the sophomore.
You've seen 3 different ball carriers touch it on this drive.
Here's another touch from Zay Dennis. Went over the 2,000-yard mark a week ago. Just drives forward to the 15. So it'll be a 4-yard pickup, a strong physical run by Zay Dennis. Just a junior, Rick. That kind of gets lost in the mix, but he'll be a Tidesman again next year. That's really good news. So was Jamari Hathorn. Going to have some of these rushing attempts come back as both of those young men just juniors. Long wide receiver to the bottom of the set. That is Adarius Fortenberry. You've got Jordan Hathorn over on the right wing. It's a give to Dennis. Dennis sprints ahead to the left side. Did he get in? He did. Dennis gonna score it from the 15-yard line. A 15-yard touchdown run by Zay Dennis as Dennis gets on the board tonight, gets the Tide out to an early lead. That's his 22nd rushing touchdown from 15 yards out for the Maroon Tide.
Yeah, great run there. Really just good play designs by the Maroon Tide. Used 3 different people touching the ball there. So like it a lot, man, and a great drive to open up things for the Maroon Tide. They go 56 yards in 7 plays. They take 3 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock, and Zay Dennis goes in for his first score of the night, 15 yards out.
And all of that was good, and then the PAT drew a flag. Let's see what they're going to say here, Rick, on the PAT for the Tide. Currently saying that the PAT, it looked good, Rick. Let's see what they're saying here. They're going to make the Tide re-kick it. They had said the kick was no good, Rick. That's a strange one as they're going to get a re-kick here and give Cruz. I mean, he's pretty much automatic. The couple misses he's had have been kind of snap and hold issues. Really haven't been on Cruz, but he'll get another shot at it as he's 42 of 44 on the year. And that's a bit more like it as this one splits the uprights to make it 7-0. Good start for the Tide. You just gave us our Diamond Productions kind of drive summary, but that's a good start for the Tide.
Really good start for them. Yep, gave it a little bit too early there, but I think what happened, Clay, is Jerry Grubbs, legendary PA announcer, explained to us it was a penalty on George County. Had they made it, they could have declined, but with the missed PAT, they moved a little closer, and of course Eddie's not going to miss it twice.
No, he is not. He's been sensational for the Tide. This is where we like him best, teeing it up after a Tide touchdown. Tide lead it 7-0, 8:34 to go in our opening quarter. If you're watching on the booth cam, go over and find us. You should have the link in your comments to see the live action here of Picayune and George County. We just kind of use this booth cam as a commercial for our YouTube channel so that you can see the action over on the Talking Ball Y'all YouTube channel. Cruz has it teed up. He's got 25 touchbacks on the year, but he's hit a beauty of an onside kick. Tide look to have it. Oh, what a play call and what a kick there by Cruz. Tide secured at about the 47-yard line. If Greg Dunker's tuned in, and we hope that he is, he can text us a number on the recovery here, Rick. It's just a perfect kick by Cruz, and what a job there by the Tide, able to secure it. And that is just a really, really nice play. That was Mario Monson. Monson's been good defensively there. He was good on the recovery team, and Tide say, you want to try an onside kick? We've got a world-class kicker of our own, and Eddie Cruz, and he hit that thing beautifully, Rick.
He did. Great kick.
Midfielder put it right where it needed to be. That was a good ball by Cruz, to use a soccer term. Gets across the 40 to the 39. What a creative play this was, Rick, to toss it to Jordan Hathorn. Hathorn was over on the right wing. And look at this play, Rick. I'll let you tell the listener. He's set up over on that right side, and they pitch it to him. He comes in motion on that left side, and it's a good play design and a nice run for the Tide.
Yeah, just one of those deep pitches. Gives him a lot of room where he can make the decision to do a cutback, or he can stay outside, and it looks like it's not going to count.
Yep, bad news on the play. There's a flag. And so Coach Steigner, Cody, talked about the Tide playing clean. This is not what he wants to see. You've got momentum. You get the early score. You get the onside kick. And now you're 1st and 20 due to a hold on that well-designed play.
Yep, had the ball on your own, on the 46 on George County side, going to back it up to their side now on the 44-yard line.
44 of George County is where the Tide will snap it, looking at a 1st and 20. Certainly not where you want to be operationally for the offense. Colt Robertson under center. Gonna pitch it to Zay Dennis. Dennis, foot in the ground, and he is gone. Look at Dennis go. Will he be called? No, he won't. He'll leave Reeves at about the 7. A 56-yard rush there by Mr. Dennis for the score. Cody was telling him get north-south just a moment ago, but that's the kind of cut that is hard to teach. He saw a gap back inside, and Zadabug gets loose for 56 yards, and the Tide on top here, 13-0, as we await our Diamond Productions point after. Off the boot of Edgar Cruz. McKinley will snap back. Rayburn a hole. Both have done their job, and here's the kick from Cruz. It's good. 14-0 Tide on top. We'll turn it over to Ricky Whitaker for our Exotic Stones drive summary.
Well, it was a quick one, Clay. Only had 2 plays. First one was a penalty. Second play of that drive, Zay Dennis goes 56 yards for his second touchdown on the night. Only took 38 seconds off the clock to do it. And boy, Zay Dennis off to a great start. 6 rushes for 90 yards, 2 touchdowns now, and he's averaging 15 yards per carry.
And Dennis now with these gaudy touchdowns. 23, Rick, on the ground so far for just the junior, Zay Dennis. What a junior year he has had. Eclipsed the 2,000-yard mark a week ago. I'd be good if he ended the year with about 2,700 rushing yards. Yep. That means the Tide have played for a while, and he's done what he needs to do at the tailback position. He's well on the way here in round 1. Tide lead at 14-0, 7:52 to go before our half.
Boy, I love the onside kick, Clay. You know, Picayune's been susceptible to the onside kick themselves this year, but can't forget that Eddie can also do it.
Ooh, he can do it, Caney. And look at this thing, 6 yards deep, as Mr. Cruz has accumulated his 26th touchback on the year. You heard Coach Causey. He really thought a lot of his kicker, and why not? Freifogel, a really, really good leg in itself. And, Rick, when you put it in perspective, he's got 13 touchbacks. Cruz has doubled that number. I mean, he is some kind of kicker, is Cruz. Now, to Freifogel's credit, he doesn't have as many scores to kick after as Mr. Cruz does. We'll hope that that trend continues tonight. A wide receiver to each side is George County going to get its first snap of the ball game on the offensive side. And Speedall going to go just straight ahead, Rick, an old-fashioned quarterback keeper, 5-yard gain. Going to make it 2nd and 5. Good push by the inside interior line here for the Rebels.
Yeah, and Coach Hayden dials up a blitz. The first play got one linebacker that he blitzes there.
It was a good pickup for George County. Going to bring up 2nd and 5. Showing pressure through the A-gap again, and George County defeats that pressure. Going to get enough for the first down. So back-to-back successful running plays. One by the quarterback. Here was Gaucher just going and getting the 5 yards needed to move the sticks. So 1st and 10. This is what you don't want to see. You don't want them to grow any momentum. You've got them kind of right where you want them, 14-0 with 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And here's Gaucher again. Nope, it was not Gaucher. They ball faked me, Rick, as it was a good job by the Tide defense not getting fooled at all by the play, as keeping it in his belly. A young man you spotlighted kind of sneaking out and routes. That's Easton Howell. He ended up with the football and ended up with a 2-yard loss back to the 29-yard line of George County.
Yeah, Howell, not the biggest in stature. He's about 156 pounds, but done a really good job blocking at that fullback position. That time they call his number to run with the ball.
Maroon Tide band working on this George County offense across the way. Trying to make that noise and make it tough on the offense. Here's a give once again to Howell, and he just goes straight ahead, Rick. 3 or 4 tough yards earned there by Howell. Going to bring up now a 3rd and 6. After you had that tackle for a loss on the previous play by Howell, more success there with the run.
Yeah, and we heard Bruce Thornton, radio guy, say that in our interview this week. Got to find ways to get it in the hands of 11.
We have these coaches coming back and forth. We've got a bit of gun-shy from a week ago in our incident, so every time they come by, we try to cover the mics up as you can see that action back and forth. George County just trying to get it straight in the booth next to us. No gain on that play, Rick. That was a good job by the Tide defensively. I say no gain, maybe a yard and a half, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 3. Here's the scenario we talked about. Nothing to lose for George County. They'll go for it, kind of a non-go-for-it situation on the Tide, on the George County 37. That's not a normal spot to go for it on your opponent's 37-yard line, Rick, but you're able to go get it 3 yards forward and get it to the 40 and pick up the needed yards for a first down.
Yeah, and that's a check down situation for Speedall. He's going to have that ability to be able to say, hey, if there's an open gap here, I'm just going to call my number and take it. That time he does enough to pick up the first down.
So maintain possession. George County from their own 40. Here's Howell again. Tough yardage, Rick, but they're getting it. They're winning at times right there in the middle of our line. Mitchell Smith now checked in defensively. What are you seeing with these 4 and 5 yard runs just right up the middle?
Just those quick hitters and finding an open gap. And I think what they're doing too is they're using Gaucher more as a decoy. That time he flares out to the left side of Speedall. Going to draw some attention anytime he moves.
Pretty good play design. And the other thing is doing, although you're down 14-0, this is your first possession. George County eating some clock. Speedall's first pass attempt, going to attempted out in a flash, just over the head of Reeves. Probably a good throw by him just to get it out of bounds, as he was really well covered by Brody Kirkland. Kirkland did a phenomenal job of being right where he needed to be.
He did a great job, and that's that play we've seen where he takes that up the seam, but Kirkland gives him contact within that 5-yard mark. You can do that legally and threw him off. All he could do at that point was just peel out to the sideline, but credit Kirkland for getting contact on the back.
You know, good job there by the senior Brody Kirkland. Great coverage. See what we're talking about here. You see the white hat gathering his crew. Is it a clock issue? As there's 4:20 showing on the scoreboard, 14-0 Tide lead it. Maybe they're looking at a clock issue, play clock potentially, the issue. We'll see what they get sorted out. Both bands battling at the moment. We're in the visitor side press box, so it's the George County band you hear closest to us. Now you can kind of hear that Maroon Tide band chiming in. And a long discussion here, Rick. The play clock's now reset to 40. So if that's what they were looking to do, they've gotten that accomplished. It's 3rd and 7 on the field. Ball at the George County 43-yard line. Tide on top, 14-0. A score and then a surprise type onside kick executed perfectly by the Tide, and then another rushing touchdown. Zay Dennis has 2 on the night. He has a slew of them on the year. He's now got 23 on the year.
Looks like they maybe finally got this thing figured out.
Yeah, they've at least broken from their huddle. They go over and tell Coach Causey something here on the near sideline. They've explained it to Coach Steigner on the far sideline as well. Howell at the fullback position, and that's Gaucher at the tailback. Speedo at the quarterback position is giving it to Reeves, going from right to left. Ball loose, ball on the turf. And let's see if they're going to say Reeves, who had gotten it, let it go before he was down. This would be big if the Tide could create a turnover here. They're trying to sort it out, Rick. You had a misdirection give to Reeves. Reeves right around midfield was tackled. It's either probably going to be a first down for George County, it was right at the sticks, or it's going to be a turnover. That's kind of our two options, as it's a real big decision here. They're going to huddle, talk about it, and they're going to say, what here, Rick? They're going to move the football back to the 49, which is going to create a 4th down. Should be a 4th and 1, and it will be. So maybe the ball coming loose creates a spot back to the 49, and it'll be 4th and 1 here for the Tide defense.
Yeah, I couldn't see what happened there. Maybe they recovered it.
I formation for George County. First guy through gets it, and that's How right at midfield. And they're going to move the stick so quickly here, Rick. That's crazy to me. Is look where it's going to rest. I'm not sure, Rick, if that would have been a first down, but they just do not want to measure in high school football anymore. And I mean, the ticket price is a bit much here in the playoffs as the state gets their portion.
Yeah,
they've charged us to live stream, and nobody's in a big rush to get out of here. Measure it.
That's
I mean,
close,
my
man.
goodness, Rick.
That's close. And just surprised, Clay, that Gaucher's had so few carries so far in this ball game.
I mean, it's been how heavy. He's got it again from the fullback position. He goes 2 yards forward. But to your point, Rick, Gaucher coming in had 226 carries on the year. Howe was way down from that, as Howe coming in had only rushed the ball 23 times. He's already gotten it 6 or 7 times tonight. He's at that fullback spot. They've used him and Reeves. I've only got Gaucher with a couple carries. 2nd and 8, ball at the 48 of the Tide. There's Gaucher. Maybe Gaucher just not well, Rick. You know, he's fighting that lower body injury. He's not real spry going back to the huddle after this carry. Barely a half-yard gain at that. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Ball at the 47 of the Tide. But maybe they're just trying to conserve Gaucher. We know they did that a week ago.
Yeah, it could be. And that time, Coach Hayden, we've seen that a lot on this first drive for his defense. He's dialed up the linebacker blitz again.
George County's had it for a large portion of this quarter, trailing 14-0. Tide have 2 quick scores. Here's a power-type run for Gaucher out to the right. Tide defensemen see that in a sleep. Brody Kirkland sees that play in his sleep. The linebacker here, a senior, knows how to diagnose and stop that one, and he did really well. He had the help of a 4-star Nolan Wilson, but Kirkland's having a nice first quarter here, Rick.
He is. It takes a really good angle, takes the fullback out in Howe, and then allows Nolan to penetrate down the line of scrimmage and clean that one up for a minimal gain.
If you can hear Rick describe Nolan Wilson doing that over the next 3 or 4 weeks, that'll be really good news.
Good news
for the Maroon Tide. Another 4th down. George County's already gotten 2 of these.
Play clock.
Yep, and you heard a fan kind of probably bleed over our airwaves trying to implore his Rebels to burn a timeout. They're going to give it to him, Rick, but that was generous, as they'll give a timeout really about a second and a half after the play clock had expired. Am I lying?
No, when the fan yelled, "Hurry up," I looked at the clock, and it was at 2.
Yeah.
So it was not a lot of time there. Yeah, gave them some generosity there, did the guys in the stripes.
Well, we appreciate Matt Stats. Matt Stats in our live chat just populating it with scores from around the area. Pascagoula up 3-0 over Terry. Brandon's on top of Ocean Springs 3-0. Gulfport leads Northwest ranking as well. We always appreciate Matt Stats. Coast Football, go give him a follow on Facebook if you're one of the few people in South Mississippi that's not already doing that. Tied off to a pretty good start here, Rick, but
yeah,
George County's had the football, it seems like eternity, as they face a now 3rd, 4th down of this drive.
Yep, George County just trying to milk some of that clock and see if they can come away with a score, but had it for a while now.
The Zeta Bugs already got 2 touchdowns on this game. Here's a pass, and it's caught at the 25. Still alive, it's Reeves. He's going to score, Rick. Just a 2-person route there. Chose Reeves. Well, just kind of dragging across the middle was Reeves, and a nice throw by Speedall. Got it to the wingback, who drug right across his face. Missed tackle, spins away, does Reeves at about the 15, and allows George County to get on the board and cut this lead in half. That was an impressive drive in the fact that George County not only scored but possessed it for a long time there, Ricky Whitaker.
Yeah, and at that time we got caught in our linebacker group peeking into the backfield and just missed him. I mean, he came right by our linebacker crew. Nobody got a hand on him.
So 14-7, Tied on top, but George County had just cut it in half with a pitch and catch from Speedall to Reeves. That's Reeves now 6. Receiving touchdown. He's really their target. You did a good job prepping our listeners for that on the preview pod, Rick. And when you look at the numbers, Speedall has thrown 6 touchdowns. He's thrown 7 now, and Reeves has 6 of those. So it's no secret where they're looking to go when it's time to get it in the end zone through their passing game, and have cut the lead in half. Probably will see another onside kick. If you start the game with an onside kick, Rick, that kind of sets the tone for you potentially to do that on every kick thereafter. It's the 2-kicker look again, too. This is interesting. George County showed this as it's Woodruff and then also Freifogel. Freifogel really their primary kicker throughout the year, but they have them both drop back and about a 4-step drop, and then both split out, one to the right, one to the left. And then, of course, both approach the football. Here, going to try the other side. That's the right side, far side from us. And this is A.K. Burnett, a.k.a. first baseman in Little League. Made quick work of that grounder over to his side. He's able to fall on it and Ty going to take over at midfield. That's the downside. You have to make your opponent pay with a short field, and Ty just going to have 50 yards in front of them as they will start at midfield.
Yeah, really good job of corralling that onside kick. I mean, you got to look for it almost every time George County kicks off.
Yeah, you do. And Tide have been up to the task so far. Have recovered 2 of those. Speaking of up to the task, there is A. Dennis again to the 41. 9-yard pickup, and you get Mitchell Smith and a lineman for George County tied up after the fact. Tell me if you've heard that one before. Ricky Whitaker, Mr. 6A.
Yep.
Mitchell Smith. What an honor, Rick. A lineman to be given that. I mean, that's a selfless, no attention type position. But when you're that big and that bad, you demand some attention. And he got it in the form of Mr. 6A this week. Here's the bull, enough for the first down. He needed 2. Rick sprints ahead for 3.
He actually got a generous spot. Looking at where it was at, they gave Zay 9 on the last one.
And let's see, Rick. They hadn't put it down yet before we start saying who's generous and not. Let's see who's on the naughty list before they put this ball down, as there's a flag that's come out late.
Where's the flag at?
It came back here.
Oh,
So,
wow.
look, and they're going to wave it off. Incidental, just didn't mean to hurl that thing. Just and, I mean, Rick, if you see it on the replay, that thing was spun out there, too. It was a heck of a flag toss to pick that one off. And they'll say, nope, we'll say a first down instead. And look at where this is. The drive started at midfield, Rick. To your point, good spot or not, why don't you measure it? Like, you've moved the sticks. That's not even 10 yards. I love the Maroon Tide, but that's close. Like, these are 2 spots, one that have went against us, one that's now potentially going against George County, that it wouldn't hurt to see the chain gang go out there and make sure. That will do it for 1 quarter of play. When we return, we'll have Picayune and George County as the Tide on top of the Rebels, 14-7, as we head to your second quarter. Go visit Heron Ford, located on Memorial Boulevard in Picayune, Mississippi. They are your proud. We'll get a report now from Greg Ducker down on the sideline. I'll make that up to Mark Herring as we'll get his commercial finished. But, Greg, give us a report down on our Exotic Stone sideline report here to end this first quarter.
Intensity. We talked about how they've come out in the first quarter a lot of times this year, but they've come out with a lot of intensity, making Burnett, making his presence known as we know he's been itching to get back on the field. So we hope that the Tide continues to carry this momentum. I will say one thing real quick, Clay, before we get back to action. Tide have done a great job of covering the onside kicks tonight.
Thank you for that, Greg Ducker, and that's right, have been perfect on the onside kick, sets up a short field, and now here's a pass that is from Colt Robertson to Jordan Hathorn. Good cut after the catch, has him to the 20, up to the 15. A good run after the catch. Ricky Whitaker seems to think it's a face mask on the end of it, but a good play design, Rick, as you have Jordan Hathorn just take a step or 2 back. Ball is right on the money, and a really good pass there from Colt Robertson to Jordan Hathorn. What we thought was going to be a face mask is not, Rick. It's going to be a holding against the Tide. It's at the end of the run, and it's a spot foul. And so you're actually going to have a 5-yard pickup, and it's going to be 1st and 5 after they walk it off. It erases a big gain from Jordan Hathorn, though.
Yeah, I didn't see the hold there, Clay. Just didn't see it.
So in that oddity that is a spot foul, walk back, you're going to have what's a little different, a 1st and 5 opportunity here for the Tide from the 35. Zay Dennis running through tackles up to the 29. Good run there by Zay Dennis. Going to have a first down to the 29 of the Tide. Zay and this offensive line moving a ball with Mr. Dennis. Appreciate you if you're taking this in on our Exotic Stones and Diamond Productions live stream tonight. Clay Sweet and Ricky Whitaker on the coverage of Picayune Maroon Tide. Greg Ducker on the sidelines for us tonight. A fake to the back and a give to the wing. That's Jordan Hathorn. Good run up to the 11 for Hathorn. Misdirection, Rick, and then you put it in the belly of such an explosive player that is Jordan Hathorn. He's got nearly 700 yards on the ground coming into tonight. He averages 9 yards per touch, Rick, and he's got 7 rushing touchdowns. You can see why just an explosive player is Jordan Hathorn.
Yeah, he's great, Clay. Picks up 18 yards there, gets most of that catch that got called back, gets those yardage back.
Here's the bull. He stood up and stopped, which is a mouthful, but George County won at the point of the attack there. We appreciate you if you're taking it in from Loosedale. We appreciate you as well taking it in from that perspective.
That's going to be no gain there for the
No
Bull.
gain at all. 10 minutes to go here before our half. Tied on top 14-7, trying to answer a touchdown drive just a moment ago by the Rebels. Speedall able to find Reeves for the pitch and catch touchdown. Here's Zay Dennis trying to go in from 11 yards out, and he has. He's got 3 of them. Zadabug with 3 touchdowns on the night, and that gives him 24 of those bad boys on the year as we await the Diamond Production point after. But Zay with 3 touchdowns. We're just a little piece into the second quarter. That thing was well blocked. A good job by Junior James, a wide out, getting a body on a defensive back to allow Zay Dennis to scamper in, and the PAT from Edgar Cruz is good. 21-7, Rick. Let's get a look at that Exotic Stones drive summary.
Yeah, Maroon Tide runs 7 plays. They go take 2 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. Started from their own 50 and goes in. Mr. Zay Dennis goes in for his 3rd touchdown on the night from 11 yards out. Zay Dennis, 9 rushes. He's already over the century mark here early in the second quarter. 12.9 yards per carry.
Yeah, not too bad. All those kit numbers getting back where we like them, right, Rick? Last week was an anomaly from the running attack. Had been so good all year long. We've had hiccups. We've had some stops and sputters along the way, but a great regular season gets you to this 1 seed, an 8-2 regular season. The one constant was that per number. It stayed really high per rush, and it's back again tonight for the Tide as Edgar Cruz has it teed up back at his 40-yard line. Cruz keeps stacking up these touchbacks, over 26 of those on the year, and he has hit this one again. Look at Cruz. And nope, can't return that one. It's 2 yards deep. As look at 77 continue to put a boot into it, Rick. What a weapon Edgar Cruz has been.
Yeah,
he's going to get some postseason accolades, Rick, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. If that's the route he wants to go, there'll be at least a community college that would love to have him, and then I'm really thinking beyond that. He looks like a D1 kicker to me, does Eddie Cruz, with his consistency. He is a junior with a big, big leg, is Eddie Cruz. Big personality, too. Lights up a room.
Yeah, he's been great, Clay. And Maroon Tide defense been pretty good, but got to know where Reeves is.
Yep, gave up that score the last time George County have it. This is just a shocker to you and I, Rick. I hate to speak for you, but I guess in our relationship sometimes I do. Probably get you in more trouble than you'd like. But how? The carries. I mean, he's going to end up with 25 carries on the night if they keep this up. Just didn't see that. He had 23 on the entire year coming into tonight's action at that fullback spot.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if Gaucher is not ready to go and just trying to use him more as a decoy. I know I said that earlier. He's going to be flying out of the backfield on that play and great coverage.
Yeah, that was really, really nicely done for the Tide, as that was Markel McGill. Narada was checking on us a minute ago on the Facebook machine. Family member there, Markel McGill, and great coverage. We've said that a couple times tonight, Rick. And to be honest, I'm just going to be completely honest, we have not said that a whole bunch this year, but we've said it a few times already tonight. Kirkland with a good coverage play. Here was a nice play by McGill in coverage. Sets up a 3rd and 7 for George County from their own 23. Here's Gaucher. Finds a gap too, Rick. He's going to drive forward and have enough for the first down. That was a 3rd and 7 give, just a straightaway give to the tailback that you give 8 up, and you move the sticks as Gaucher a good back, but George County has picked up, Rick, how many? They've picked up 3 4th downs and now 2 3rd downs in yardage where you'd like to get off the field and hadn't been able to do so defensively.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Causey said his offensive line he thought was his most improved group this year, and they've certainly can move some folks. They fire off the ball really well. Just gotta hang in there.
Here's a underneath pass once again, similar route that Reeves scored on a moment ago. And he secures it. Nice run after the catch, midfield to the 49 of the Tide. And Rick, pretty similar route here from Reeves, and just got caught in a bad spot as a couple Tide linebackers not able to find Reeves or stay with Reeves, whichever way you'd like to describe that, but have the Rebels to the 49 of the Tide.
Yeah, you can't let Reeves have that free release off the line of scrimmage.
And here's a give to Gaucher. Gaucher hit pretty quickly there by Kylan Igana. Igana's got 8 tackles for a loss on the year. Won't get credit for one here, but did make a nice stop that Igana is going to bring up 2nd and 8.
And George County just going to be content taking their time, running that clock. Not going to be in any hurry here, just hoping to run the ball well enough to set up those down-the-seam pass opportunities.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good plan against the Tide. I've scored on one of their 2 drives and working on a good drive here. Gaucher comes off the right side. I guess this is only George County's 2nd. I had to factor in that onside kick, so excuse me, Rick, have scored with their only touch. 7:10 left here before our half. Tide on top, 21-7. Now you look at it, getting that onside kick becomes even larger.
Yep.
We're going to have trouble stopping the Rebels as Gaucher close to the sticks. He needed about 2 and got, let's see where they lay it down, Rick. As they're showing so far 4th and 1 by the sticks, but you've got to wait for them to lay it down because you just never know. They'll put it just inside the 40, so half a yard is what's needed here for George County. Yet another 4th down. Gaucher's already, George County's already picked up 3. Having Gaucher as a back when we played Gaucher earlier in the year is not fair from a play-by-play perspective. And here they'll just manhandle the Tide up to the 35. Rick needed a half yard, got 4 instead. Their center and nose guards are doing a good job so far for their center and guards are doing a good job against our defensive front.
Yeah, you could kind of see that coming from up here. It's just going to be Speedall calling his own number again. Needed just a yard and a half and got 2 or 3.
He really did. 2 wide receivers set here for the Rebels. That's Gaucher, the tailback, who's gotten it. And that's the most room that he's kind of had to operate. And he'll go ahead for 6 yards. You'll set up 2nd and 4. You know that Coach Causey would love to live here tonight at 2nd and 4, especially if he's willing to go for it on 4th down. He's on schedule here. 2nd and 4, ball at the Tide 29. Once again, George County burning a lot of clock and getting yardage. Here's a different play. We saw it on tape, and so did the Tide. Nice job there by Markel. They practice that. I got to see this one practice as they did a really good job. Mr. McGill's made 2 good plays here, Rick, in the first half. This is going to be a big tackle for a loss. Try to flip it out, kind of similar to what we did a minute ago with our Jordan Hathorn. They did with their Reeves and Markel McGill up to the task. Big tackle for a loss.
Yeah, it was probably the best defensive play of the game so far. Maybe the best 2 plays. McGill's been responsible for both of those, but going to be George County's first 3rd and long situation.
It is. Just bragged on him for being on schedule. Now Speedall going to have to throw it. He's got a guy sideline dropped at about the 18. That was a really well-thrown football. Nolan Wilson comes up with good pressure.
He got tackled, Clay.
But
Nolan Wilson got tackled on that play. Sorry to jump on you there, but that was a blatant hold that should have been called.
Reeves had it in his hands at about the 18-yard line, didn't squeeze it, and Rick's describing pressure there from Wilson. You had Hathorn flash late and make a show of it out defensively, but that was a pretty well-thrown football, and Reeves pretty sure-handed, a heck of a baseball player. You've got the quarterback for George County. Describe to me what you saw, Rick, with Wilson, and then kind of tell our listeners how that affected the quarterback, Speedall, as he's still down on the turf. I'm almost certain that's him from the Rebels' perspective.
So the offensive lineman for George County opens his hands up and just bear hugs Nolan and falls back with him, and he falls back into the quarterback. I think it was friendly fire there that took down Speedall.
Well, when, play by play, I'm watching the football. You can kind of stay back there and look, Rick, and take a look-see of what's going on. When I look back, I see the quarterback laying there, and then I see Nolan pleading. I thought he was pleading for almost a no flag for a late hit or helmet to helmet, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
And what you saw back behind there, Speedall shaken up after the plays, now off underneath his own power, which is good news for all involved. But it will bring up a 4th and very long, and when you don't have your quarterback in, it may force Coach Causey to do something he doesn't want to do often tonight, and that's punt the football away. I think he goes for it if he's got the services of his quarterback. He does not. It will bring Hal in to punt. Now, Hal's an athlete. He's the fullback we keep telling you about. And so if you're tied, you're probably just going to play punt safe here.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking to return this one, and I think we'll see something interesting here.
Play clock, it went down to 0 as you had some of that confusion after the fact with the injury. And instead of burning a timeout, George County are going to say 5 yards on a punt like this isn't going to kill us. Probably a good coaching move. Coach Causey was really high on this Picayune program, and his time at Pass Christian played the Tide post-Katrina and talked about the respect. And here's a low snap. We'll get back to that point in just a moment as Hal just gets it off his foot, and what a beauty he's hit. It bounced at the 15. It's going to crawl inside the 10-yard line. A low snap, and you have Nolan Wilson charging you, Rick. And then the young man's got the presence of mind to get away a really good kick. So we're going to credit Easton Howell with a nice job there. To finish that story, he talked about the low numbers that Pass had football-wise post-Katrina and how Dodley really handled that game in such a class manner. I believe he even said the Picayune fan and the Touchdown Club presented him a donation back to the program. He was super high on the way that the Maroon Tide had treated him personally in his coaching career. So tip of the cap to Coach Causey sharing that with us. Here is Zay Dennis. He's got it out from the 10 out to about the 19-yard line. We'll call that a 9-yard pickup for Mr. Dennis.
Yeah, Maroon Tide started this drive with the ball on their 10 with 4:50 on the clock. Love to see them run that all the way down and get some points out of it.
Not sure the source here, just kind of looking in the chat, it looks to be Hattiesburg on top 14-0 early in that ball game with Pearl River Central. Here's a give, and still on his feet all the way up. Look at this run by the Bull. He's loose. Been starving for the action and got fed there. Did Macon Burnett up to the 37-yard line, Rick. Quick hitter there for the fullback, and just a lot of grit in that young man and Macon Burnett. We talked about urgency. He'll certainly bring that to the locker room in the offensive huddle, will the senior Macon Burnett. He understands exactly how much this means. Gonna pitch it out, a nice toss there from Colt Robertson to Zay Dennis allowed him to catch it in stride, but even better pursuit. We talked about 4 in the pregame. That was Matt Fairley making another good defensive play.
Well, it looked close to being a face mask there too, but no call there. Yeah, Bull picks up 19 on that last carry.
Tide get 2 on the pass from Colt Robertson to Zay Dennis. Ty doing a good job with some of the short routes, just letting Colt get it out of his hands. He's giving it to Jordan Hathorn and Zay Dennis a couple times tonight on those short routes. Here's Jamari Hathorn, blockers in front. Look at Jamari run, 35-30. Look at Moto go, 20-10 touchdown. Awesome job there, a 60-yard rush from Moto. Jamari Hathorn has the touchdown for the Tide, a 60-yard score there for Jamari Hathorn. It's his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. We call him Moto. Good job there by Jamari Hathorn. Gets it to 27-7 as we await our Diamond Productions point after. And Eddie Cruz knocks it home once again, and Tide lead it 28-7. Ricky Whitaker, we'll turn it over to you for our Exotic Stones drive summary.
Boy, great drive there. Maroon Tide go 90 yards, run 1 minute and 51 seconds off the clock. They run 4 plays, and it is capped off by a beautiful 60-yard scamper for Mr. Jamari Hathorn. Moto, his first on the night. Moto, 2 carries, 77 yards and a touchdown. That's 38.5 yards per carry.
Good grief, man. The Hathorn family been good to the Maroon Tide. Jordan and then Jamari, Jakai on the way. 9th grader for the Tide. Really good football player in his own right. Great personality, too. And Jakai, who's coming. Here's Edgar Cruz. Mr. Cruz. We get to that 30 mark tonight on the touchbacks. We stay at this rate, Rick, 28-7. Tide have been great offensively. Been pretty good defensively as well. This is just what the doctor ordered. 2:59 before the half. Tide on top, 28-7. Cruz has hit another beauty. This is only 3 yards deep. Eddie may be getting tired as he continues to crush it. Does Edgar Cruz. Man, what a year he's having, Rick. I mean, this is
he
phenomenal.
may be not on a school record. If you look at that number for touchbacks in a year, I mean, even in the regular season, I'd love to look at those numbers. Somebody knows that in Texas.
You think he's approaching Andrew Willis's touchback mark?
He might, man. Shook was a heck of a kicker, too.
Oh, man. Wow. As George County going to have to start it from their own 20, going to have to go 80. Poplarville and 4 is knotted up, 14 apiece. Once again, Matt Stats populating that thing. Micah Hickman checking in for the first time tonight in that old chat machine. 2:50 to go before our break, Rick, as that's just going to be a yard pickup. George County just trying to stay right there, trying to get that tough yardage through the middle. And I've had success in small spells tonight, but not enough to match the Tide offensively. Tide on top, 28-7. Spittle back in at that quarterback position. That's good news for all involved. When we last left off offensively, he had to come out of the ball game. So it's good to see him back in. That was Gaucher for no gain. That was good pursuit to the football here, Rick, showing up in numbers at the point of attack for the Tide.
That's McGill again, takes on the fullback, makes a play, had some help from Nolan Wilson to clean things up. But, boy, McGill, we're calling his name a lot tonight.
We are. He's dressed in 35 for the Tide, playing really well as Markel McGill, senior. And that's that urgency. You'll start to see seniors maybe do some things that we haven't seen them do all season long, and knowing, hey, this is our last go-through. And that means a lot. There's a timeout on the field, 2:09 before our break, 28-27, Tide on top. Rick, your thoughts so far on this opening half for our Picayune Maroon Tide?
I mean, I think that overall Maroon Tide's played pretty well on defense. I mean, we can't let 11 sneak out for them like we've given up on a couple plays there. But other than that, I think it's been pretty good. Again, you've got a team who's got nothing to lose, backs are against the wall, and credit George County's offensive line. They've also played pretty well.
Hancock, 7-7, West Jones. What a score that is. Here's a good throw by Speedall. He's been pretty good on his passes tonight. gets it to his favorite target. That's hands down, right, as Reeves with the catch before the sideline are going to move the sticks. But that's a 7-7 score for Hancock and West Jones. That's really important. That's the Tide with a 28-7 lead here with 2 minutes before the breaks. Next opponent, we appreciate, one of our all-timers, Ricky Whitaker, Rob Ford, for that score update. He also gave us a 21-0 Hattiesburg lead over Pearl River Central. That's the 1 against the 4. Another give to Hal, and look at that. That was a big hit. That was a really nice job of filling that spot by Amari Scott. Scott for the Tide, Riggs, had a nice year when you look at it. That's his 70th tackle on the year. He's got 6 tackles for a loss, and he really came and found the ball carrier there.
Yeah, a lot of those names that you're calling tonight in that linebacker core for Coach Hayden, he's certainly going to be proud of that.
Yeah, and we've asked that group to put a game together like this. If they get it kind of sorted out, start playing football at this level, sky's certainly the limit for this Tide group. As Markel again, Rick, I believe, was in on that play. He got help from Bolden. And that was Zay Jackson. Zay Jackson, a kid I probably don't talk enough about, Rick, in my play-by-play description. Really good kid. Helps out with the baseball program as one of their managers, and he's a good defensive lineman for the Tide is Xavier Jackson, a senior, 5'8", 226, just a gain of 1. So you've got George County now sitting 3rd and 7, ball at their own 36. There's a minute 22. It's a 28-7 score. You know, George County doesn't want to really get too far out of character here, but the Tide, when you want to sneak a couple helmets in the direction of 11, right, Mr. Reeves?
Yeah, I mean, and if you missed it in our Mossy Picayune pregame show, Speedall now has thrown 7 touchdowns, 6 of them has been in his hands. So you got to know where that young man is at.
Yeah, he likes sticks. Where's that 11? Heck of a baseball player. Reminds me of an 11 that used to roam around Picayune, Mr. Imhoff.
Yep.
Here's a quick pass out, and did Hathorn pick that off? We'll have to see once it's sorted out. And nope, the wide receiver. No, Jamari got it. Jamari comes away with the football as Moto showing off here in the first half. It was a fight for the football, and they're going to say Moto won that fight, as that is 4 INTs for Jamari Hathorn, as he's got a rushing touchdown here in the opening half. He's got a pick, and Rick, he's trying to steal a T-shirt from Zay Dennis tonight for our Farm Bureau player nominee.
We saw that with Moto in the past. We saw it at Pascagoula. Moto loves to score and then get the INT on the next possession.
Wow.
Made it quite a habit of that.
Yeah, look at that. Good recall by you, my friend. 49-yard field out in front of the Tide, trying to tack one on, looking to throw. He's got a guy wide open. That's Wilkins. 25-10, 5 touchdown. Beautifully done. A 49-yard touchdown from Colt Robertson to Ontario Wilkins. Wilkins now with his 2nd touchdown on the season. Colt Robertson now with his 8th through the air. He has 1 on the ground as well, does the senior. Beautiful play design there, Ricky Whitaker. Colt actually had a couple guys to pick from there. Found those bright orange gloves from Wilkins for the 49-yard touchdown. 35-7 after the PAT, excuse me. Ooh, 34-7. Let's retract that. As they say, the PAT from Cruz is no good. As the PAT no good, 34-7. Let's see what happens on this PAT. Just left it out to the right, did Cruz. 34-7, 1:15 left. Let's turn it over to you for yet another Exotic Stones for helping us with the Stream the Night drive summary.
Yeah, only one play, Clay. Ran 10 seconds off the clock, and Colt Robertson, who's been perfect on the night, hooks up with Ontario Wilkins, young man we've been calling for to be more involved in the offense. He certainly does that for us. 49-yard touchdown. Colt Robertson, 3 of 3 on the night. Perfect. 57 yards and a touchdown to Wilkins.
Man, all we had to do was ask, right? Slick,
Good.
basically everything we've asked of the Tide, they have played really well tonight. 34-7, 1:15 before the break. See if Cruz can continue to stack up these touchback numbers, approaching that 30 mark on the year. Cruz aggravated with missing that PAT, has planted this one on the end as Picayune is spelled out in the end zone. And he has done it once again. Another great kick there by Edgar Cruz. 1:15 left, Rick. 34-7. See if George County content with that and keep it on the ground, trying to make it into the locker room before our half. Or do they try to put it back in the air? You just had Moto go get a pick. We called for that turnover number to change for the Tide to go plus in that direction. Wanted to see the linebackers play well tonight. They have. Zay Dennis right back on track. Been a good night, been a fun night for the Tide to get the playoffs started.
Yeah, it has. Maroon Tide on the night, 17 rushes, 244 yards, 14.3 yards per carry.
Gaucher coming off the left side, and that's good game tackling in the end, Rick. On film, they're going to have a little bit to be aggravated about as we missed two right at the point of attack. That was going to be no gain. By missing the tackle here, you allow him to go get a couple.
You got 8 guys over there. You look back at the end of this play, and only 3 people on the other side of the field. 8 total guys around that ball.
Yep, that will go as a credited tackle to Zay Jackson once again. You've got Bolden in on this tackle along with Scott.
It's something we talked about, you and I off the air with a team like this in George County. We knew they were going to come out and give their best effort, and now not quite opening up those holes that they were opening up early in the game. But you look at the scoreboard, and it could be factoring in. That's the importance of trying to put an underdog away as early as you can. Take that belief away from them.
Yeah, that's a good point by you. The other point on this too, Rick, you hold them out here, you go into the locker room 34-7. Then maybe early in the third quarter you can get some different guys involved, preserve your health for the next round, get some playoff experience for some younger guys. As you hear the horn in the background, Tide going to head to our locker room and into our break with a a commanding 34-7 lead. They've checked a bunch of boxes that we asked the Tide to check in this opening half. Give us your thoughts, Rick, and a summary on what's taking place here as we start our half.
Been a pretty dominant performance here by the Maroon Tide on offense and defense. Picayune gets the ball to start the game. Zay Dennis goes in for a 15-yard touchdown, makes it 7-0. They kick an onside kick, recover it. Zay Dennis goes in again for 56 yards out. It's 14-0 Picayune. On George County's first offensive possession, Reeves catches a long touchdown pass from Speedall, makes it a 14-7 ball game. Then you had a punt by George County and the Moto interception. Zay Dennis goes in for another 11-yard touchdown run. Hawthorne goes in for a 60-yard touchdown. And then Ontario Wilkins with a long 49-yard catch from Colt Robertson makes it a 34-7 game after there was a missed PAT. But dominance from offense and really good from George County. Only had it 3 times. 1 punt, 1 interception, and then you had the score from Reeves from Speedall. But other than that, been a pretty good half for the Maroon Tide.
It has, and they've been content to use clock themselves too, Rick. So we got that half played with 5 minutes to spare in the hour. I've got a trip to Hurley, Mississippi for soccer tomorrow. I've already been to Decatur and Bay St. Louis this week following our soccer club. So it would warm my heart if we could get that clock warmed up in the third quarter as well. Tide lead at 34-7 as we are in our half and 19 minutes on the clock. I think it's going to be a 2-band night, so we may see that expanded. We'll have Darren Uzel join us on the other side of this 3-minute break. We're here at the half, Tide on top, 34-7.
Need a plumber? Let Harold's Plumbing help you with that. Whether it's new construction or just a plumbing repair, Harold can make it happen. Harold's Plumbing is licensed and can do both residential and commercial jobs. Give Harold's Plumbing a call at 601-273-0598 and let him handle all your plumbing and septic tank services.
A lot goes into powering this community. That's why your Touchstone Energy Cooperative wants you to know we've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge we honor every day. From our member service representatives to our linemen and those making sure the power you use is there when you need it. We've got you. Always.
Brought to you by Coast Electric, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Friday night lights, hometown pride, and neighbors you can count on. That's what makes our community special. And that's exactly what you'll find at FNB Picayune Bank, your hometown bank. With 4 convenient branches in Picayune, you'll always see the same friendly faces ready to help, whether it's everyday checking or big life goals. Visit fnbop.com or stop by today, where banking feels like home. Protecting your personal belongings is a basic human instinct. You've worked hard for what you have. At Executive Storage, we are dedicated to providing you true, secure storage options and peace of mind. With 2 convenient locations to choose from, you can trust us to protect your personal, family, and business assets. Give us a call today at 601-798-4000 and let us help you protect your most prized possessions. Making decisions on when and where to further your education is a big step in life. So let Pearl River Community College be the destination for you. Pearl River offers the first 2 years of any major and over 42 career and technical programs. They have 3 locations to better serve your educational needs. The Hancock Center at 454 Highway 90 Suite D in Waveland. The Forest County Center at 5448 Highway 49 South in Hattiesburg. And the main campus located at 101 Highway 11 North in Poplarville. Pearl River Community College. Roll, River, roll.
Since 2017, Cruz Law Firm has proudly served the people of South Mississippi with dedication, skill, and results. Whether you are facing a complex legal battle or simply need trusted guidance, our team will work tirelessly to deliver the outcome you deserve. Bill and his experienced team handle a wide range of legal matters, from real estate closings to personal injury, and from wills and probate to criminal defense. We've got you covered. When life gets complicated, we're here to simplify the process and fight for you. With 2 convenient locations in Pearl River County, Cruz Law Firm is ready to stand by your side. Call 769-242-2500 to schedule a consultation for your specific need. That's 769-242-2500, because your future is worth fighting for.
We're back, folks. Halftime here at Lee Triplett Stadium. Maroon Tide all over the George County Rebels here at the half, 34-7. Darren Uzel going to join me now in the booth here at the half. Darren, been down there on the sideline. Tell us a little bit about just the energy that the Tides came out in and some things you've seen and observed maybe from the sideline.
Yeah, Rick, they've come out with some good energy tonight, and you see some leadership from Mitch tonight. A lot of good leadership from him, from Colt, some of the seniors. Good to see Macon Burnett back out on field, and his leadership as well. We was missing that this year, having Macon out there. So having to complete all your seniors that have made a big impact throughout the years playing on the ball field tonight, I believe has made a difference. And they're blocking well and just executing. So nothing really to I guess you would say anything negative besides that one touchdown they had that missed tackle on, and coaching staff was correcting that as soon as that occurred. But other than that, really, they played real good football tonight, Rick. Missed PAT, which is kind of unusual by Cruz. I mean, Edgar there, but
Well,
other than that, a good half of football.
Yeah, he's been kicking a stew out of it though on them kickoffs. My goodness.
Yeah.
He's been crushing it.
Yeah. And what was nice to see, Rick, as well, we got an onside kick. We recovered one, so that was
Yep,
pretty
we've shown that we can be susceptible to the onside kick, but Eddie can also kick one on his own. I thought that was a great call by Coach Steiger. I know he's very involved in the special teams to kind of surprise the opposition. We've been the ones that's been receiving that a lot, but yeah, you mentioned the one touchdown grab there. Grant Reeves, heck of a baseball player, sat out a year for football and came back, and Speedo now with 7 touchdowns on the year. Reeves got 6 of them, so we got to make sure we get a hand on him off the ball at line of scrimmage when he comes out. Just had a free release there. Maybe didn't get dropped back where we should have been to do that. But linebacker play been very good. Boy, McGill made some plays.
Yeah, he has.
Really good play in coverage there on Gaucher, who snuck out. Gaucher maybe not 100%. It's been a lot of the fullback running it tonight for them. Didn't really expect Howell to be carrying it that much. Only came in with 23 rushes on the year, and he's got about half of that tonight.
You know what, they have had some success.
Yeah.
You know, we were in 3rd and 7. We had them at 3rd and 7, and they picked up 8 right the middle on that fullback dive. So there's always some things you can work on. No doubt with Picayune.
But look, credit George.
Critique each game.
Yeah, credit George County though. I mean, offensive line playing pretty hard, and look, we kind of saw that. You always know that teams are going to come in, and it's a 14-7 ball game at one point, and then when we start to pull away, those holes don't open up quite as much, right? It's hard. But Picayune leading this one 34-7 here at the half, and we're going to take another timeout. We come back. Darren Ugel's going to give you some predictions on this 6A race and who he likes to move on. And we'll also get some scores before we get to the bracket, see what scores we got from around. We've been getting some scores in on the group message, so we'll try to share those things with you guys as well. And we appreciate you listening to our Talking Ball Y'all halftime show here. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Healthy pets, happy people, exceptional medicine, compassionate care. That's our motto at the Animal Health Clinic in Picayune. Located at 500 Kelly Road, we are equipped with the latest veterinary technology and provide a full menu of animal health services, including after-hours emergencies. Dr. Alan Smith invites you to join our clinic family by checking out our website at ahcpicayune.com or calling us at 601-799-1300.
Looking to buy or sell your land, home, or commercial property in Pearl River County? Then it's time to call the hometown experts at Valente Real Estate. Our friendly local team is here to make sure your real estate dreams come true with personalized home searches, expert guidance, and flexible property showings that work around your schedule. From the first showing to the final signature, we're right by your side, making sure your experience is smooth, stress-free, and right on time. At Valente Real Estate, we believe in more than just closing deals. We build lasting relationships, one happy client at a time. So whether you're ready to find your dream home or sell your current property, visit us at 109 North Main Street in downtown Picayune or give us a call at 601-799-3477. Valente Real Estate, where your next chapter begins.
Friday night lights, hometown pride, and neighbors you can count on. That's what makes our community special. And that's exactly what you'll find at FNB Picayune Bank, your hometown bank. With 4 convenient branches in Picayune, you'll always see the same friendly faces ready to help, whether it's everyday checking or big life goals. Visit fnbop.com or stop by today, where banking feels like home.
We're back, folks. 34-7 here, Maroon Tide on top of George County at the half. And Darren, let's take a look at some scores that are going around. I know you've got a recent Poplarville score. They're in a dogfight with Forest.
Oh, yeah. It's 21-20. Poplarville's leading that one at the half. At the half with Hattiesburg and PRC, it's 27-0. Hattiesburg leading that one. And then the last update we had on West Jones and Hancock was 7-7. I've been trying to find the Pascagoula and Terry score, Rick. I still can't. I still don't have it. So
last I heard on that one, Darren, it was 3-0 Pascagoula over Terry, but that was early, so that may not be accurate now. But someone's got that. They want to put it in the chat for us. We'll certainly take a look at that. But
it was 3-0 Pascagoula or Terry.
3-0 Pascagoula.
Really?
Yeah. Only
hey, don't sleep on Terry.
No, man, Terry's tough, man. Tough in the playoffs.
Yeah, they are. They are tough, Rick. So I don't know. We got this. We're doing this bracket, or
yeah. Let's look at your bracket and see.
I mean,
so we'll start here. We got
it's just Rick,
South Panola and Neshoba Central.
South Panola. Let's go South Panola.
All right, and then this is the one that's been getting a lot of, well, actually these two, a lot of back and forth
this
people.
Dude's going north 6A on me.
A lot of people been going back and forth on this one, Ridgeland and Grenada. Grenada down a bit this year.
Yeah, they are down a bit, but they still got, I'm going Grenada.
Go Grenada. All right, so we got South Panola and Grenada, Warren Central, and Center Hill. Center Hill.
I'm not too familiar, but isn't Warren Central like the Vikings?
Yeah.
Well, let's go Vikings.
Yeah.
Let's go Warren Central. Always, you there, perennial. Let's go Warren Central with that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Warren Central, according to this, up 28-7 right now. So that's a good pick by you.
Yeah, there we go.
And then we got another one we'll take a look at here. It's going to be Callaway and Lake Cormorant. Callaway 6-5, Lake Cormorant 8-2.
We all know that, schedules and games, wins and losses can be deceptive, Rick. I really don't know. Let's go with 8-2 team. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be Warren Central and Grenada for the North State.
All right. So you're picking it already early.
Yeah, let's just go with, and then Warren Central is going to win. Is going to win the North.
All right. So Lake.
Let's go Warren Central. I'm going to write that one down.
Lake Cormorant down. They're up 7-0 right now in Callaway at the half, according to Max Preps.
Really?
And then, all right, let's get down to some stuff you know. So we got the one.
The Vikings is going out the North, Rick.
All right. So you got the one Hattiesburg, Pearl Central. You already gave that score.
Really?
I think you probably would have picked.
Yeah,
Hattiesburg, right?
You got Tristan Keys on
that.
Yeah,
and Pass and Terry.
Who?
Pass and Terry, Pascagoula.
Oh, Pass and Terry. Okay. I thought you like Pass and Terry.
No.
I was thinking Terry Pass. Let's see. They in Pascagoula tonight, aren't they?
They are.
We were kind of high on them Terry Bulldogs last year.
We were.
Boy, wouldn't it be nice if Terry beat them?
It would be.
So that's going. If Terry beat Pascagoula, that's kind of going to change. That might change some things,
man.
It
could. Keep in mind, I can see the score. I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you after you pick. I can see the score now, according to Max Press. We'll see if it's accurate or not.
Rick, I'm going Terry, man.
All right. Terry going to have some work to do here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, well, 10-0 Pascagoula right now is the last score we had. I thought it was different. Let me look at this again.
Let's see. Look. Oh, man. Goula's hitting on all cylinders since we played them. They really have.
Yeah.
They're unbeaten since opening of district.
Yeah, 10-0 was the last one we had. Pascagoula leading, but doesn't necessarily mean anything.
It doesn't.
And I know you're going to take Picayune, so we don't have to even talk about that one. You got Picayune, but West Jones and Hancock.
Man. They at West Jones, huh? It's hard to win in so-so. I mean, Hancock's playing good ball. West Jones, let's just go West Jones home field advantage. West Jones.
No, I think that's probably a fair pick. 7-7 at the half is what I have.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What?
7-7 at the half.
That's awesome.
I mean, we know how good Hancock's quarterback is.
Kanan or
Kanan, yeah, Kanan can go.
Yeah, Kanan. Yeah, he's good. Let's go West Jones. I'd love to see Hancock win that game. That'd be awesome. But either way, here we go, Rick. You ready to hear it? I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and flush it all out. It don't matter if Pascagoula wins or Terry wins. I believe Hattiesburg is going to host the South State Championship. Does that sound right? Does that sound good to you?
I'm good with that.
All right, and then Picayune will play the day after Thanksgiving for, what, the 5th year in a row? Something like that. So Picayune and Hasburg, South State. All right. Picayune and Hasburg, South State.
All right.
You like that?
I do.
You know. So
you said you got the Vikings coming out?
I got the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings is coming out the north.
All right. So South Panola, you picked them. They're up 20-0 right now, according to this. Ridgeland, Grenada.
I picked Grenada.
Ridgeland at the half. Ridgeland's up 21-14 over Grenada, but it's at the half, though.
Yeah, it's at the half. All right, I got we're good. We're good.
And then Warren Central and Center Hill. You took Warren Central. They're up 28-7 at the half, according to this. That's your Vikings.
Yeah, let's just go Vikings. I mean, since we don't know, I don't know much about the North. I mean, we'll start paying a little bit of attention this time of year. But let's go Vikings out the north. Picayune and Hasburg playing for South State the day after Thanksgiving. Because I don't really. It doesn't matter who plays next week, Pascagoula or Terry. I think Hasburg's gonna beat either one of them. All right. And then us and Hasburg.
All right.
So you want me to actually pick? I mean.
No, I mean we'll keep it there. So you got the South State matchups picked.
Yeah, South State's matchups.
So you
picked.
got the next couple rounds picked. So we'll see how this plays out. I think those are pretty good picks there. I mean, you don't go to sleep on Terry. You rode with Terry.
Yeah.
We'll stay with Terry there. As the Maroon Tide band going to finish up their set here tonight, 34-7 at the half. We got about a minute and 40 seconds left here. I always appreciate Mr. Darren Uzell spending some time with me.
It's always fun to come up there and hang with you, Rick. I mean, it's just shooting in the dark with these North teams. You really don't. I mean, it ain't like I said I watch them, but
yeah, it's hard to know.
Just really by the names, appreciate it. By the the reputation, the history of these teams. Warren Central's always been pretty good. Grenada was there last year, so I'm going Warren Central this year, coming out the north.
I like it. I think it's a good pick, man. Grenada going to be good, but probably down a little bit. But appreciate Darren Uzell stopping by, and we'll take our last commercial break here. When we come back, the voice of the Maroon Tide for the Talking Ball Y'all Media Group, Clay Sweet, going to be back on the call. He'll be describing all that action for you in the second half. We appreciate you listening and hope you hang around for the second half.
Roll Tide.
Hello, football fans. Devin Smith here, the broker and owner of the Smith Group Realty in Picayune, Mississippi. It's fall down south, and that can only mean one thing. It's football season. Our area schools have worked so hard to give us all something to cheer for and be excited about. I take great pride in my football roots in Pearl River County, and I am honored to serve our people. I look forward to helping residents old and new make Pearl River County their home. I would love to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. You can contact me at our local office at 769-242-0400 or on my personal cell at 601-347-2641. Or you can find me in the stands watching my favorite players under those Friday night lights.
Need a building or roof? Metal Building Supply specializes in pre-engineered metal buildings and components, and they even install metal roofing. They offer an array of styles, options, and sizes. Metal Building Supply will make it custom so you can make it your own. They are located at 3521 Highway 43 North in Picayune. You can look them up on Facebook at Metal Building Supply LLC or give them a call at 769-242-2630. Let Sean Glasscock and staff build you your dream building.
We're back here at Lee Triplett Stadium. We appreciate Darren Uzell and Ricky Whitaker for steering us through that halftime portion of tonight's broadcast. 34-7, tied all over the Rebels from George County tonight. And really that's the way it should be, Rick, when you look at a 1-4 matchup. But it's not always that way as you look across the state. Some interesting scores going on. One of note, the defending 6A state champs, Grenada, locked up in a good one. They're playing a Ridgeland team that's had a great year. That was one to really look at. I'll get you that score again in a minute, Rick. Newton County and Columbia, if that score is right, is really interesting too. Newton County on top of Columbia, 14-13 at the half.
Oh wow! Yeah, I think I had the Ridgeland Grenada game 21-14 in favor of Ridgeland at the half.
Yeah, that would be. You've got a coach in Grenada who really knows how to win. Has won state championships at multiple schools and coach fair. Returned a wide receiver in Cotton, Zay Cotton, who's a heck of a player. So if they were to make an exit in the opening round, that would be news. Now, if they beat Ridgeland, I think Ridgeland's 9-1 on the year. So what a matchup. Columbia, I told you earlier in the year, Rick, watching them on their live stream and taking in some of their broadcasts, they look like they could beat a bunch of 5, 6A, 7A schools.
That whole 4A district's tough, man. I mean, that's a really tough group. Any scores from pass?
Let's see. I've got Oak Grove on top of Biloxi, Gulfport on top of Northwest Rankin, Popperville now leads Forest. I'll get you a pass score.
No, that's no big deal. I just was curious. We were there this week for soccer, so I didn't know.
Jeff Stockstill's done a remarkable job. Pearl River County guy. Here's Edgar Cruz, who's hit it to the 2-yard line. Here's the first return of the night for the Rebels, and that's a good one. Fairley's a good player for them. He's got it out to midfield, and that's the value of Cruz kicking it into the end zone, Rick, is a play just like that is Fairley able to return it to midfield. Maybe special teams kind of got lulled into a sleep of not having to cover up these kicks.
Yeah, Nola Wilson having to turn on the Jets there to run him down from behind. He could be a little bit winded here to start this drive.
Hattiesburg all over Pearl River Central, 27-0. West Jones and Hancock, as you alluded to and have given, even at 7s at the half. Here's another give to the fullback. I'm going to cut off the booth cam, and if you would, go find us on the Talking Ball Y'all YouTube channel. I think that should still be in the comments, that link. My cell phone here for the booth cam. We just kind of use it as a commercial for the YouTube channel. If you would, go find it. I'm going to have to kill the booth cam here, Rick. Tied on top 34-7. George County has it at the 29 of the tie. Howell, once again, Rick, they have used him steady tonight. And that was a combined tackle between Egana and Wilson.
Yeah, first play, nice 3-yard pickup by Howell. They run the fullback trap and trapped, I believe, Monson on that first play. That time just a straight give, the old dive to the fullback. Not a whole lot going there.
Ball settles over on the right hash. About a 3rd and 5 here for the Rebels. The 46 of the tie, going from left to right in front of Ricky and I. Oh, a mishandle on the give, and it's loose. Try to get it to Gaucher as Kirkland at the bottom of the pile with the football. The senior Brody Kirkland is. Ty going to get another turnover, Rick, as the exchange between the quarterback and Gaucher just didn't go well. The ball's loose. Tide have it. Tide will take over at the own 47-yard line. Perfect start here to this second half with a 34-7 lead.
Yeah, I like that, Clay. We called for it. You said it, just asked. We've been asking, and +2 in the turnover margin tonight.
Y'all got the pick from Jamari Hathorn in the first half. Here you've got a fumble recovery by Brody Kirkland. Ty going to start this drive at their own 47-yard line. Here's the power out to the left side. Good kind of half spin move there by Zay Dennis. Didn't get his back all the way turned, but is able to pick up 6 to the 47 now of George County. See if the Tide can get a quick score here and get the clock rolling and roll into the second round of the 6A playoffs. Both 1 seed really taking care of business on the south side of 6A, Picayune and Hattiesburg. Here's the bull. Boy, has he had a nice night back. Macon Burnett able to go get some tough yardage. Signals for the first down, does Burnett. He may be the X factor, Rick, at the time we're looking for. A lot of heart and soul in that 32 out there in the Tide. And he's a pretty good football player as well. It's not just the emotional aspect of what he brings to the Tide, but he's a darn good player too.
Yeah, Macon going to get 8 there, and you look at his numbers on the night, boy, just on limited carries. He's been 5 for 33, 6 yards a carry, almost 7 for the Bull, 6.6.
Tide continue to check boxes. We talked about in the preview pod to get it to 2. 2 is Adarius Fortenberry, and get it to him quickly. Tide did there to the tune of a 7-yard catch. Colt Robertson, does he have a incompletion tonight? What is he, 3 for 3, 4 for 4? What do we have?
4 for 4 now.
4 for 4. Good to see that from the old QB1 senior Colt Robertson. Celebrated a birthday this week. Boy, and you get in a kind of a birthday type thread with him, man. He is a respectful, grateful kid. Super intelligent, just a easy one to pull for. Here goes the Bull, Macon Burnett. Talking about easy to pull for, he fits in that category as well. He'll churn forward to the 27.
I like these play calls, Clay. Getting the hands of the ball. The Bull hadn't played in a while. Going to get him in some game shape here. You also burning a lot of clock.
Yes, you are. Speaking of that, it's down to the 9:15 mark here in the third quarter. Him and Egana, think of that combo at the fullback position down the stretch. Mix in Kane McKinley as well. Trying to get out wide and have, as that is Zay Dennis off to the races, or did they get him before he gets in? It's going to be close. They're going to say, what the heck, a touchdown for Zay Dennis. 27 yards there by Zay Dennis. Had to wait and see. It will be a score for Zay Dennis, his 4th touchdown of the night for Mr. Dennis. That gives him 25 rushing touchdowns on the years. He's now well over that 2,000-yard mark. He got to that last week. He's well beyond it now.
Yeah, boy, you see Big Mitchell Smith. He's standing right in the face of the referee there and throws up that touchdown signal. Hard to argue with 72.
Yeah, Mr. 6A, pretty strong argument. Man, what a picture that was captured. I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago of Mitchell Smith, Mr. 6A, holding up Zay Dennis in the end zone.
Love that, man.
Boy, it was great. What's it off of? The Dirty Dancing movie? My bride said, look at this pose from Mr. Dennis and Mitchell Smith. She actually brought it up to me. Jackson Harrelson up top with us, capturing the video side. Exotic Stones helping us get it on the air. We appreciate their support tonight. If you want to be involved and have your business spotlighted next week, we need the help.
Boy, one thing I guess you could say about the Maroon Tide tonight, what's been their unit that's been great is this kickoff extra point team here. Had some extracurriculars tonight with that. That time a false start by them going to back them up.
Well, this is interesting, and I know Edgar well enough. I'm going to ask him. He's the guy that jumped. You think he jumped to get him back out here to kick this extra point? I mean, we were going for 2. He moves on the line, which is such an oddity, right, to have a place kicker like this block the way he does. He jumped, so it takes you out of a 2-point go-for-it situation for the tie, puts you back in a PAT, so your offensive lineman that moves actually moves you to go for the traditional extra point, and he just drops back there and nails it. Gets the tie to a 41-7 advantage. You got to love high school football, and you got to love a versatile kid like Edgar Cruz. Let's get that Diamond Productions drive summary from Ricky Whitaker.
Maroon Tide run 5 plays. They go 53 yards, take a minute 38 seconds off the clock, and Zay Dennis goes in from 27 yards out for his 4th touchdown of the night. And on the way to another great performance, 12 rushes, 157, 4 touchdowns, also got a catch for 3 yards. That's 13 yards per carry there. So what I love the most about that, Clay, is that number, not even the per, 12. Done it off at 12.
Yep, and look at Macon Burnett's numbers there too, Rick. You kind of talked about him working himself into shape. 6 for 38, tied as a team, 21 rushes, 290 yards. Tide came into the ball game with a big rushing per as well. I'll get you that in just a moment, as that will end in a touchback from Cruz. Came in averaging 357 on the ground. That'll certainly get it done. Tide have been pretty well flawless offensively. You factor in Colt Robertson and his nice work from the quarterback position. Jerry Grubbs just stoically gave that Pearl River Central Hattiesburg score across the way.
Yeah, boy, George County, that fire they had starting to fill this 41-7 game here. And
we've called for a laugher all year, Rick, a runaway, a hot clock. Just really jump on somebody. If you're going to do it, first round of the playoffs, pretty good time to do it, Rick. Yeah. Tide, we're going to go for 2, not maybe just to get the score back to even, but to get that clock running.
Well, that's a heck of a tackle there, Clay, on first down by Amari Scott. Again, calling those names of those linebackers, Scott makes a great play.
Yeah, this linebacker group has played well tonight. Monson in on that play as well. You had a couple of Tidesmen jump up from making that spot.
It's a no gain on that play.
Yeah. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. This is Gaucher off the left side. All's in on this tackle. Got helped by, I think that was Monson again. Monson coming on strong. Mario Monson, defensive end, senior, 5'9", 170. 8:07 left here in the third quarter. What do you see there, Rick?
It's Nolan being held again, and he's calling for it.
2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. A good hard count there by Speedo, but able to get back on signs worth the time. And Gaucher runs through a would-be tackler before he's finally stopped by Grayson Alds. Alds just a sophomore, had a pick last week. Didn't have a choice, really, deflected in that belly of his. Not that he's got a belly, but right in the middle of that 7 on the front of his jersey, deflected into him, and he was able to grab it.
All right, you got to watch the hard count here, 4th and 2.
4th and 2. 2 wides to the bottom of your stream. You're at the 28-yard line, your own 28, but nothing to lose by going for it here.
They're going to throw a flag there. I didn't see anyone move. The play clock still had 5 seconds on it.
We'll see what they tell us here. George County doesn't like it. They're going to say they moved. Say that George County moved there. Pass leading 42-14 at the half. Matt Stats, as usual, all over it. Poplarville now leading for is 21-20.
This is going to change George County's decision here. They're going to be forced to punt it.
Boy, Wes Jones and Hancock in a real doozy. Rob Ford's telling me it's 7-7, 4 minutes left in the third. Wes Jones just faked a field goal and got stopped.
What a good punt again.
Yeah, it is. Got a good roll to it. Hathorn's going to get out the way, which is a good move by Jordan, no point in. You maybe save 10 or 15 yards if you're Jordan there by catching it, but up 41-7, you don't take that risk. Or a heady play by the senior Jordan Hathorn. That was a good effort once again from Easton Howe. He's been good for them tonight at the fullback spot, punter as well.
Marutai going to start their 7th offensive possession of the night and have scored on every one of them so far.
Ball at the 31, 1st and 10 from the Tide 31. The unit really clicking tonight. This offensive unit. Tide defense has played well too. Been a complete team effort. Oh, what a spin here by Dennis, and he is loose. 30, 20. And he'll be run out of bounds at the 10. But what a beautiful move there by Zay Dennis. About 10 yards deep inside of this run, a 59-yard run. spun away from a would-be tackler and put everybody else on
Well,
skates.
and you look at that speed by Reeves to catch him from behind. You don't see many players catch Zay Dennis from behind. Well, Reeves is going to be a good one. Already is.
Yeah, he is that already on both this side of things and then on a baseball diamond. You heard Bruce Thornton say he started as a ninth grader, and that just doesn't happen a whole lot over at George County as a powerhouse baseball program. Was run out at the 10. And look at Jamari Hathorn stay alive. He was hit hard, Rick, at about the 6. And then he's able to back his way all the way into the 3. That was a good physical run there by Jamari Hathorn.
Hawthorne has not touched it a lot tonight, but boy, when he has made it count. Look at Hawthorne's numbers on the night. Moto now 3 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown.
And a pick on the defensive side.
And a pick to go with it, my goodness.
Yep. We're going to have some variety, some options to pick out that Farm Bureau player of the game. Here's a give to McKinley at the fullback spot. He's thrown back. No gain on the play for McKinley. McKinley averaging 4 yards per touch at that fullback spot. He's got a rushing touchdown. He's got one caught in the back of the end zone as well earlier in the year. So he's got a touchdown receiving and rushing. Let's give him a half yard there. Rick, maybe round that up to 1 for the sophomore.
Yeah, they're going to give him 1 there.
He's still in at the fullback spot. Here's going to be Jamari Hathorn, and McKinley did a good job, demolished a guy in the end zone, and he allowed his tailback to skate through untouched as Hathorn has his second touchdown of the night. McKinley, one of the better blocks from him all season long. Rick, you'll get a chance to look at it on our Diamond Productions replay.
That is a pancake block, my friend.
Took care of a young man there and allowed Jamari to skate through for the easy touchdown as we await our Diamond Production point after. McKinley with his second. Well, excuse me, I was going to go ahead and credit him for the touchdown. That's Moto's second touchdown of the night. Trying to stretch this one out to a 48-7 mark from the PAT. It's up and it is good off the toe of Edgar Cruz.
Tide run 4 plays that time, Clay. They go 69 yards, and it is capped off by a 2-yard Jamari Hawthorne run, his second of the night now, and clock was running when the PAT was set up. We're going to have a running clock now. We certainly wanted that. Only had 1 this year. We had it late in the fourth quarter, actually a lot later than we wanted to against Long Beach. So to do that in the first round of the playoffs is a big deal. But Hawthorne, his second score of the night.
You wondered, well, I shouldn't say wonder. I don't think you and I wondered. There was an opportunity to wonder how the Tide would respond from last week. What a response this has been. 48-7, the Tide lead in the first round of the 6A playoffs. Clock is running. It's near the 3:25 mark left in the third quarter.
And good news for you, my friend. You might get a little extra sleep tonight on that for that long trip to Hurley tomorrow.
Could use it, right, on the way to Hurley. As speaking of soccer, this man just keeps doing it. Cruz puts it 4 yards deep once again for another touchback.
Yep, Maroon Tide really responded tonight, Clay. And I mean, you said it. All the things that we wanted to see, those boxes have been checked tonight, and Maroon Tide had to battle some adversity and done a good job with that. Heck, we even have to battle our own adversity here in the booth. So we fought through that too.
Yeah, you brought a dormant commuter back to life. Always appreciate you doing that. Jackson Harrelson up top bringing us the views tonight. We appreciate his work all year long, man. He's grown every week.
Yeah, done a great job.
We call for the players to get better every week, kind of study their craft. Jackson Harrelson's done that up top for us. Kelly and Angela with Exotic Stones came through in the clutch. We're going to need that again, Rick. Need somebody to step up and put that $750 bill that we're going to owe the state again for the live stream. If you're interested in doing that and having your business promoted here on our live stream, please let us know. Got some fresh faces in the mix here defensively for the Tide. A ninth grader who's played a bunch of snaps since they've pulled him up. Zayden Foxworth back in at the safety spot for the Tide. I wish they'd throw it to Zayden. Oh, Zay Foxworth once. Rick, I need you to see him and what electric he's going to be.
The twos here for the Maroon Tide defense picking up right where the ones left off. You'd love to see that.
Yep, McKinley in at the fullback spot. Trying to get some names out there for the Tide. That's Ryan Helm in for the Tide as well.
Really good snaps too, Clay, for these backup guys. And if our listeners haven't taken this in before when I've said it, I want to just remind them they're going to get coached the same way the ones do.
Yep, that film study will look the same. Curry in and at corner for the Tide. Tide really crowding a box here on this 3rd and 7. Looking to throw is Speedo. Good coverage here. We just mentioned Curry, Jarrell Curry. He was in nice coverage off the hip of the intended wide receiver. Falls incomplete. Trying to find Brody Nichols there, but no space as it's going to be 4th and 7 from your own on 25, and George County going to elect to punt this one away.
Yep, both linebackers blitz there for the Maroon Tide. Some new faces there. It's it was Burnett. Burnett in at the linebacker spot. He and McKinley. I like that.
Yep, Zay was going back to receive a punt. Now they're going to pull him up and play punt safe. Foxworth, a crafty young man. He was going to sneak back there and return a line drive like that, Rick, for about 60 yards and electrify this whole crowd. But the defensive coaches kind of called on to Mr. Foxworth and said, nope, we're up 48-7, young man. Sneak back up in that punt safe formation. I was kind of pulling for Foxworth 3 to have a chance to return that one. Tide will take over after the punt, but that will come in our 4th quarter, my friend, as the Tide will head to the 4th, leading this one 48-7 over George County. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll return with your 4th quarter action. Tide on top, 48-7.
It feels good to buy local. Whether you're supporting your community small businesses, family-owned restaurants, or Farm Bureau Insurance, the local agents at Farm Bureau Insurance are dedicated to always helping you protect what's important. Farm Bureau Insurance is headquartered right here in Mississippi with local agents in your community. If you're shopping for car, home, or life insurance in the Poplarville area, call Kate Amaker at 601-795-4585. Or if you're in the Picayune Carrier area, call Jeremy Shesby, Colby Hawthorne, Colin Pinton, or me, Ross Gilbo, at 601-798-2861. And go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau Casualty, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi.
Back here at Lee Triplet Stadium with a fresh 12 minutes on our 4th quarter clock, as this is Kendall Jett walking that far sideline. A really good run by Kendall Jett. They were high on him in a week of practice he had. You practice well, normally you play well, and Jett proved that there with a 9-yard pickup. He's 5'8", 150, Rick. It's going to be a good back for the Tide. Had a nice run there, gets it across midfield, George County side as a 2nd now and let's call it a yard and a half after that nice run by Jett. He'll get it again, trying to go straight forward as you've got some fresh faces in on that offensive line. That was Jarrell James, Junior James, flanked out, running a play in at the wide receiver spot. They'll say a first down without even laying it on the turf and seeing what's what. That's always interesting to me on this high school level, how we're going to dictate those first downs. Donnie Pascal checking in. Boy, Donnie made it happen this year on the front end. Diamond Productions continues to show its excellence across the nation, and what Donnie Pascal has been able to turn his business into. Just awesome to see from an awesome dude. A little extracurriculars here, Rick. Still some spunk left on both sides. A couple young men getting to know each other a bit better. That was Ben Thompson and a young man from George County exchanging some early Thanksgiving pleasantries there.
Yep.
As the band director's getting into the hot clock business here, directing his group with there's no stopping of the clock. I'm sure the home crowd here was enjoying that the visitor crowd here. Here's a pitch to Zay Foxworth. Foxworth looking to make the corner. He's gobbled up and stopped. Maybe a yard gain on the play. Zayden Foxworth, the 9th grader, in on the action. Got McKinley in at the fullback, Rick. That's Tanner Rayburn in at the quarterback position. Michael Williams in for the Tide. His uncle Edison Williams, better known as Pee Wee to you and I, Rick, lady soccer coach.
Yep.
Here's a give, and that is Rico. Look at Rico go! He hammered a guy at the 15. Rico Javier with a hammer job at about the 15-yard line. He's just a freshman, Rick. Ooh, Rico. Boy, is he going to be fun. He's a linebacker too, Rick. He can really do it. Look at the finishing of this run at the 18-yard line. Rico Javier, what a run by that young man. A student of the game, Rick. He loves it.
It's a 38-yard pickup there by Rico. I'm going to get these young guys' numbers in, too.
Yeah, Javier's dressed in 31 tonight. He's back in there. He's set up at the wing. Tanner Rayburn going to give it to the fullback. Is that Mr. Durr? It is. What a spin, DJ. First varsity touchdown from Mr. Durr. Oh, he hit a spin at about the 6-yard line. It'll buy him a varsity score. What a run by DJ Durr, younger brother of Zay Dennis. And look at this spin move at the 6 from the big fullback DJ Durr. Dennis had a heck of a night earlier. Passed it off to younger brother Durr there with a touchdown run. Gets the tie to 54-7. PAT's up, and it is good. Javier with a beautiful run from a 9th grader. Then the 9th grader in DJ Durr finishes it off. You had, say, Foxworth in the mix. 9th grade class there showed out a bit on the drive. Gets it to 55-7. We'll get the Diamond Production drive summary from the young fellas here, Ricky Whitaker.
Yes, it's been the young fellas tonight. Maroon Tide runs 6 plays, hot clock going, so not sure how long they had it. But you look at Kendall Jett. Kendall Jett had 12 yards on 3 carries. You had the big 48-yard run there by Rico, and then DJ Durr goes in from 10 yards out for his first varsity score of his career.
Yeah, the cupboard is far from bare with this group coming up. Wow. The Jet runs there, you mentioned, what that 9th grade group's going to bring to the table. Junior high was dominant all year long. A good time to be a Maroon Tide fan, as you find yourself in a round 2 as well. Cruz has it teed up once again. Hit the pop-up here, Rick. It'll be called at the 10-yard line, trying to make a return of it. Tries to spin forward to the 20. Great pursuit by the Tide. Tide playing with a nice energy tonight, too. Football thrown at a young man there. Tide just get back to the sideline, don't partake. As you had 8 throw a football at the tackler, and now he's fighting with the officials, Rick. Or I shouldn't say fighting. I mean, it's close to that, though, right? I mean, he's getting into it pretty good with the official. Now he's getting into it with anybody that's kind of in front of him. So
yeah,
they'll try to get him corralled.
He just upset in general. Bands broke out neck. That's going to just about do it.
He's been such a good football player for the Rebels throughout his career, too. That's McNair. He's been a fine football player. It's just frustration, right, Rick? He's been on some really, really good teams here for George County. And not that I'm making an excuse for the kid, but he's been really good for the Rebels. And just not probably a normal activity for him. Frustration getting the best of the young man. 55-7, Tied on top in a running clock. 5:20, all that's left.
We'll have getting these young guys added in here to this dominant performance here by the Maroon Tide. It was Rico that went in for the 38-yard rush. Trying to make sure I get those on there. But Maroon Tide on the night, boy. 31 rushes, 421 yards. That's almost 14 yards per carry. Just been a dominant performance.
Really has been. And here's a gift to Gaucher. Gaucher, not the night that he wanted to have coming in here tonight, but hadn't been used a whole lot, Rick. We talked about him not being maybe well, looked pretty well there on the run. What a move here, a guardian of somebody I would think in a family of or a close friend of McNair hit the sideline and had a calming effect. That was really neat to see.
Yeah, McNair and Gaucher, as you mentioned, man, just been two senior players. Certainly didn't want to see their last football game of their career go out this way. Done a lot for this Lucedale community and the George County team. So, your heart breaks for them from that standpoint.
Yep, that is true. Very true there. You graduate a kid like Deuce Knight, it's tough to recover. That's what's been so special about what Picayune's been able to do. They've graduated kids like Didell, Waller, Amorion Tyson, J.B. McWilliams, Zay Coleman. List goes on and on of the kids that have, I hate to say come and gone because they're still around here. Got to hug Amorion Tyson's neck before the ball game, which is always a good day for me. But the point I'm trying to make, Rick, it's not that fall off after. And you could see it already with this ninth grade group starting to push. You saw some sophomores involved there. It just doesn't look to be that fall off. And that's a credit to not just a staff, but a culture, a program that is truly built for lasting success. 55-7, tied on top. 3 minutes to go.
Who's 20 in there for us at safety? Is that another one of the?
That is Grant Hodges for the Tide. DeMario Grant Hodges for the Tide. He's a junior. We saw him in a bunch of snaps. I believe it was the Gaucher ball game that we saw him with a bunch of run in. Under 3 minutes left, tied on top, 55-7, Rick.
Yep, clock down at that at the 2:30 mark right now.
Matt Stats with the update, 7-7, I believe, still with Hancock and West Jones. We appreciate you for joining us tonight on this broadcast. Clay Sweet, Ricky Whitaker, Greg Ducker. Now have the podcast, him and Jeremy Shesby, Darren Uzel helping us at the half, Jackson Harrelson up top. We'll do the live stream again next week. Ricky Whitaker may have to take a pay cut, but we'll have the live stream one way or the other under the 2 minute mark.
Oh, man, yeah, a lot of fun here. If you're enjoying what you see in here, we're certainly having a lot of fun doing it, but you want to keep seeing it, and we would love to promote your business here. At over 5,000 views has been kind of what we've been averaging there. It's been good.
Yeah, it has Solomon Robinson in for the Tide at the linebacker spot. He's there with Kane McKinley. Tide still playing awfully hard here too, Rick. That was a physical stop. I believe that was Graves, Amari Graves in on a strong snap there.
Yep, Ken O'Malley getting in at linebacker. Got try to get some of these guys' names here. I'm gonna do my best. You mentioned Solomon Robinson already. The third down here, and
Micah Mayer in for the time. You mentioned Malley there. Noah Esselon in for the time.
Got Shikar McGee's in. Just a sophomore.
Neat moments there to be able to see that take place. Some guys who work awfully hard during the week. Football practice, a good one anyway, takes a lot of participants, huh, Ricky Whitaker? Some guys that we don't get a spotlight a lot on Friday that mean a lot to the success of the Tide.
Yep, George County band struck up one last time there. That's probably going to do it for them on the night, and really good traveling George County fan. A lot of people made that long trip from Lucedale.
Well, it's the reason they're good at everything, Rick. They got a community as Bruce Thornton's reminded you time and time again, a lot like us, they care about the kids and the results, and they're pretty well good at most everything they do. Were awesome in soccer last year, awesome in baseball. So you get a bunch of parents that care. Normally the kid's going to be pretty good, whether they're doing school, band, athletics. It's kind of where it starts, and George County's got that in their favor. Picayune does as well. 55-7. Final 40 seconds ticking away. So we don't know who we have yet, Rick, which is a bit unusual, closing in on a 9 o'clock mark in the playoffs. Normally you kind of start talking about the matchup next week. Well, we don't know. We don't know if it's the Hawks or West Jones. We're familiar, really familiar with both. So either way, we'll know what we're getting.
Yep, George County comes back with that trap they ran so successful tonight, and a really good open field tackle there made by Micah Meyer from his defensive back position.
It was textbook. Good job there by Meyer, because that may be the last time it's snapped. George County going to try to hurry to get it snapped one more time, and did. Same play and a nice tackle made. That was a good job by Javier Burnett. Good job by Burnett making the final stop. What a statement here for the Tide. People going to look around the state and say, boy, oh boy, what we thought may be the demise of the Tide was a bit premature. 55-7. The Tide with a statement-type win here in round one. And maybe not because of who the opponent was, Rick. I mean, George County with a 3-7 record. But the fashion that it was done in is just what the Tide needed to do.
Yeah, I agree, man. Regardless, you had 16 teams participating in the 6A ranks in the playoffs this week. Going to only be 8 left. We know for sure Maroon Tide going to be one of them, going to be at home.
Yep, that's a really good thing to know, too, as well as the Tide going to take this one tonight 55-7. Rick, any summarizing that you need to do here on our Pearl River Community College and Exotic Stones post-game show? We want to look at some numbers, and then we always have those numbers available back to you, back on our podcast, on our post-game podcast. It's one of the first screenshots you kind of take and send to that group. You'll have that. You'll have you have sounds from the coaches and the players there on that post-game podcast. But Tide dominant tonight, Rick. You carried a bunch of the load this week, man. You put us a Marcia Motors show together that had video from Huddle. You built that graphic displaying the brackets. Overall, great job by you this week. You took on a lot, and I appreciate you every week, but particularly this week. You toted the load this week, my man.
Oh, man, always happy to be up here and enjoy being to your right as usual. Maroon Tide take a 34-7 lead into the half. They come out. George County had a fumble recovery on their first possession. Brody Kirkland picks that up. Picayune, Zay Dennis goes 27 yards for a touchdown, makes it 41-7. Jamari Hawthorne goes in from 2 yards out to make it a 48-7 game. And then the young man you've been calling for now from this freshman group, you got to call his name, DJ Durr, goes in with a strong 10-yard run to make it 55-7, which is how it's going to end here tonight. But final numbers on the night, Zay Dennis led the way, 13 rushes, 216 yards, 4 touchdowns. And, Colt Robertson was good. He was perfect on the night, 4-4, 64 yards, and had that long 49-yard touchdown to Ontario Wilkins. So Wilkins had a touchdown reception. We already mentioned Durr. Zay Dennis's 4 touchdowns, and then Jamari Hawthorne didn't touch it a lot, but averaged 21.5 yards when he did, 4 for 86 and 2 touchdowns. Maroon Tide scored every time they had the ball.
Yeah, that's about as good as you can do it, right, Rick? When you can put that type of offensive performance together. And came in here, I'll say it, Rick, after kind of a stunning loss a week ago to Pearl River Central, quickly flushed that. I think something's got to be said to our staff and our young men being so resilient and really got right back on track. Maybe is on track if we've seen us all year long. You said it last week. Maybe the loss and the time, and I almost didn't agree with you. Probably interrupted you at the time. Yeah, I didn't like it, and the fact that you had to take a loss to Pearl River Central to maybe be that wake-up call. But 55-7 in a week that counted more, and you'll advance to the second round of the 6A playoffs. 21-14 is the score currently with Hancock. There's 5:30 left in that ball game, and Hancock's winning 21-14 on the road over at West Jones.
There. Yeah, and look, those 2 and 3 seed matchups are always good ones. Do we have a final with Terry and Pascagoula?
I don't know that we do, Rick. We're trying to get our guys on a post-game pod to come full of scores and kind of lay out what's next, especially on the south end of that 6A playoffs. But we appreciate being able to take in other broadcasts. We always learn so much from other people's craft and their action. The guys up top tonight, Bruce Thornton, Justin Estes, the George County community's blessed with really, really good coverage. New station owner Mikey, I believe it's Herndon, has done a good job of continuing a tradition of covering local sports. We were proud to be able to bring this to you tonight due to a handsome check cut by Exotic Stones to make sure we could continue the live stream. But Rick, we appreciate all our sponsors all year long, whether it be on the audio or video side. It's been special to be able to continue to cover this team and see a statement win here in round 1 of your 6A playoffs. Tide take it over George County 55-7 tonight. Rick, any final comments from you, my friend?
No, I think to really put a bow on this broadcast from my standpoint for tonight, you mentioned the score already, 55-7. When your only offensive flaw is a missed PAT by Eddie Cruz, that's saying a lot. And Eddie's been great all year. I know he's gonna hate himself for that, but that's really the only thing negative you can say about the offense tonight. Defense matched it as well. Yeah,
we called for this type of performance. We got it. So that means we'll be calling on it again next week in that preview podcast. We'll find some little spots that we can kind of challenge the Tide, but it'll be hard to pinpoint those spots after this dominant win. Tide win it 55-7 over George County for the final time, as we'll do it again next week. Love God, love people.